day. Wow. I took the initiative to grab this phone and initiate the live stream. Have family here. It's it's a gathering. Not a whole lot of people, but there's more than one family member here today. I'm loving the weather. I'm loving the temperatures out here. It's in the 70s. I don't know what's going on. Is Mother Nature confused? Are we like dealing with like bipolar weather? Like what is happening with the weather? It legit is beautiful out here. It legit is so nice. Let me shut this door. Who do I have the privilege to speak to in this live stream? Do you love that Christmas tree back here? Does that look cool? Like it's full of Christmassy joy, isn't it? Like the Christmas spirit in the house, the Christmas spirit. We got Ricky out here. So Brianna's upstairs, I think, or downstairs. We have some family members here today. Let's see. Man, it is so nice. I feel like my emotions are driven by this beautiful weather. Like when, even though it's raining, it's just in the 70s. It feels nice outside. I feel like it gives me an uplifting feeling. It's very nice. It's beautiful. Very, very nice out here. Just a little rain, but hey, who's afraid of rain, right? It's not like I'm a cat, you know. Speaking of cat, there's Bushy Cat that lives up the street. And whenever I go walking, Bushy Cats are watching. And Bushy Cat goes and runs into the bushes. And that's only one reason why that cat's called Bushy Cat. The other reason is because the cat's very bushy looking. It's like the hair is so fluffy and puffy and I don't know. Let's see. Who we got in here? We got Claire. What's going on, Claire? Amy's out here. Paul's out here. Can you please say hi to Allison? Hi, Allison. How are you? Congratulations on your wedding. Oh no, I don't want everybody like just hold on a second. We don't want to jump to. I better be careful. Like where I'm standing, because I did not like make an announcement that I'm live streaming. And so you just never know. Somebody might walk through the frame and go, I wasn't ready for the live stream. Like, you know how that goes. You're getting mad. Oh, did you see, you guys, just let's try to get everybody up in this live stream. This is what's going on in this family, okay? Now, you guys have heard, like, before I'm making videos, like, I was so stressed about the drama that's been going on because of what's happening in this world and how it's making it hard for family to get together because, it's become scary. It's a separation for all of us because of what's happening, this big P going around. You know what I mean? You guys know we're not under a rock these days, right? Like Patrick. But we're dealing with so much with that in the world, so it's making it hard for families to get together during the holidays. And when you go shopping for your family, it makes it hard to get gifts out to them on time. And like right now, if you were to order something, you'll be lucky that it arrives before Christmas. That's how things are right now. So, there's so many things in life that are unpredictable when it comes to life in itself, because, you can have health issues that come out of nowhere, and you can have health issues that you've been living with. And I've been dealing with health issues with my blood pressure, and that's been over 20 something years. And in the last, I'd say 10, 15 years, I've had elevated enzymes in my liver, which is something that the doctor has brought to my attention. And there's kidney problems that run in the family and heart problems run in the family. So I've had issues with my kidneys as well. The numbers, they indicate that there's an issue based on the lab results. But does that stop me? No, it doesn't stop me from living life. And, I'm very careful about what I eat. I'm very careful about a lot of things. Try to avoid stress, because stress is really bad for your body. Things get stressful in life. You got to learn to just find a way to manage that stress. Now, I had a mistake in the past by just letting the stress get the best of me. And I've learned, especially over the recent months, to not let it get the best of me, because you only live once and life is short, and you want to be as happy as you can, and you cannot control everything. You cannot control everything, including whether or not you'll ever get married, right? So and some things some people try to control because they don't want you to get married. There could be a situation where someone's like, well, I don't want you getting married, I don't like this person, or I just don't want you getting married, period, because maybe someone's like, hey, they just don't want you getting married. And so what do you end up doing? What do you end up doing just to keep, I guess, peace with friends, especially good friends? It's like, do you give in and not get married? Or what do you do? Do you just get married and say whatever? And what if the person that you were considering marrying was like an amazing person, huh? Yeah, I'm live. I'm breathing in beautiful fresh air. It's warm outside.
I know. Actually,
Oh, that was just Brianna up there. She was just saying if I was live. Yeah. Yeah, so it's so nice outside. I'm just happy for the weather. And it's a great day to go for a walk. But let me not get sidetracked here. Do you want to know why I have this in the title? Like, I am getting married and starting a new life, like starting my new life. The thing is, this is a very meaningful statement, okay? Even though you see a question mark at the end of the title, because I wanted to make sure that question mark was there, but that question mark is leaning more towards an exclamation mark, which means that it may not be a question at that point, because the way I am thinking about the future and the way I'm thinking about things and how I've come to term with like a lot of things that put me, kind of set me back. Like I was so worried, I had trust issues, I still do. With that kind of thing, it was like, I've gotta be able to move on and live my life and not be held back by my fears, my trust issues. But the biggest thing was not to let someone else control my life or tell me who I can be with, who I can marry, because that's not fair for a person, especially if such person has, like, say, moved on and they're living their life and they're doing their own thing. And so that can complicate things when you want to get married and you're trying not to have the drama in your family. You don't want people in your family like, oh, I'm not talking to you if you marry this person or you associate with that person. And these are things that I've dealt with in the last, I would say, since I started dating, since I was 17 or 18. I've had people say, well, I don't want you. My parents, for one example, had told me that they didn't want me dating a woman because this woman was like 22, 23, and I was only 17 at the time. And they didn't want me to like be with her, but yet I felt otherwise. I felt totally different, and I felt like, hey, that's my life. Even though I was a year away from being 18, I wanted to have that life. And at that time, that friend, the person that was my girlfriend, she already had a kid who was about a year old or so. So I kind of grew attached to like the whole idea of being a dad at such a young age, that I was so attached to being a dad at that age. So, it was like, hey, instant family. And my parents did not like the idea of me, starting this instant family at a young age. And this woman was much older than me. And even though she was like a very sweet person, very kind, very nice person, it was like they just didn't like that idea. Okay? And I have a good judgment and character, and I only allow good people in my life. I don't associate with people that are questionable or shady. So I'm very picky, okay? Let's see who's here. Hey, Scarlett, what's happening? We got Tina Green in the house, Joshua, and hey, what's going on, Keith? What's happening? Let's see, horror, a fan guy. This particular person was in one. Yeah, you know what? I do remember some names of people like in the past, like especially when you're mentioning something going as far back as like 2007, and I do remember meeting people in the mall. We had a lot of fans. Like there's so many people that we've ran into because of making YouTube videos, and they're all total strangers to us. We don't know who they are. So I mean, they may know more about us or think they know more about us because of the content that we upload. Because we share parts of our life, but you got to understand that not everything you see on YouTube is the real deal. Not everything you see on YouTube is ever going to be real. So my advice to you is to take whatever you see on social media and on YouTube with a grain of salt, and don't take it seriously, because people out there may be just trying to find a way to entertain their viewers. So they'll come up with anything. It could be scripted, it could be, skits. We have done a lot of those in the past. We have done a lot of those skits in the past, and so there's elements of real things, reality, and elements of things that we created out of our imaginations to entertain everybody. And sometimes I would rant about things and complain about things in the past, and a lot of times I would exaggerate those things to make videos more entertaining. But the one thing that I always would do, and I always will do, is I will always keep those kind of things that I talk about anonymous. Like I will never point fingers at anybody. I will never name anybody. I will never hint at anything so people would think, oh, it's got to be this person. I am pretty vague about those things because no one deserves to be thrown into the spotlight about anything. And since I've been around so long, and look, 50 years old, look at how old I am now. I've been around so long. I've been through a lot over the years. I've experienced so many different scenarios, so many different situations. I've dealt with a lot of things. So with all that in the past, up to now, I have been, in situations where people didn't want me to be with this specific person. They didn't like them, or they didn't like the idea of this or that. And there was a time where, when you're married, and sometimes things don't always work out, and so then you part ways, But parting way in a marriage doesn't mean you part in a way as far as a friendship goes. You can separate a marriage, but then still be on good terms and still be friends with that person and still care about that person. It doesn't mean anything other than just separating a legal document that says, hey, you're married and now you're not. And I have a big heart, so I welcome a lot of people into my life, and I don't hold grudges. And family is the most important thing to me, and good friends are the most important thing to me, and that's just the way that has always been. Family is the foundation of happiness, and good friends. And if I didn't have that, I would be sad, but I would cope with it. I would learn a way to deal with it. And I'd probably be that person that would be like one with nature. I already have that in me now, where I would be living off the land, in the wild, just out there being like an animal, collecting nuts like a squirrel, you know what I mean? Just out there in the wilderness, surviving. That would be me, I'm not going to let anything slow me down. Life is a precious gift, and you got to make the best of it, and you only get that one chance. And there was times I was stressed so much and overwhelmed, and there was times where I may have said things I didn't mean to say out of just anxiety and stress and anger. And it's just that sometimes your emotions can get the best of you. But bottom line is that I am blessed and happy to be here and have an amazing family. And nobody's family situation is ever going to be perfect. You're always going to have something that's going to go, on the negative side. There's going to be drama. There's going to be disagreements. And a lot of times it could be drawn on by, it can just be brought up by politics or different beliefs, or this whole pandemic, things like that can create these differences in people. And that can create a divide, that can create some separation, or just the fear of, your family getting sick, so you don't want to have these gatherings. So yeah, I made some videos that seemed very, negative about having Christmas alone and all that stuff. The thing is, it's a reality, and sugarcoating videos and having this perfect life, that's not being real. I mean, if I were to just like sugarcoat everything, oh, we have a perfect life, everything is just so perfect, then that's being fake. That's not being real, you know? And why be that way? You know, I mean, yeah, it's nice, it's a positive thing, but sometimes you just gotta stop sugarcoating things and just be real. Be real with everybody, you know? But I'm the person that doesn't hold grudges on anybody. You know, things. There's things that I won't forget about. There's things that may upset me, but you know, you only get one chance at life. You gotta make the best of it. Don't let things get to you. And I used to, let things get to me a lot. And I learned from my mistakes. And the thing is, if you let it eat you up and you let it, weigh you down, it's very counterproductive. It's not good for your health. It is definitely not good for your health at all. So you got to stay focused on the positive. You got to have that hope, and you just got to move on. And as far as that whole married thing, here we go. Here we go. You guys are here for that, right? Am I going to be getting married? I look at it this way. The doors of opportunity have now been opened. I have allowed that opportunity to now be open. I had those walls up. I've had those doors closed. I started thinking about life. I started thinking about family. I started thinking about the value of family and friendships and the kind of connections that you can have with people in your life. And looking back at the past, I did so much to provide for my family. I did so much to be the best dad I can be. I got tons of shirts that say best dad ever. And I wear them proudly because I know in my heart that I did the best I can to provide for my family, to be there. I mean, I did make some financial mistakes in the past. Situations come up. Money had to go to places where, I'm not going to get into details, but, it was a stressful time. And I did my best to manage that situation. And I got a little careless with managing money, and I spent a lot of money on vacation. But my heart was like, this is time with family. So, it's worth every penny, really. But that has always been me. I value family time so much that it doesn't matter how much it costs. And, I would just enjoy that time and do what I can to spend that time with my family, because I always think, hey, you only get the one chance and life is short, and they're all going to grow up and move out. And then you're going to look back and say, wow, time just flew by so fast. And that's how it is in life. Time goes by so fast. So you got to slow down. You got to just take in life and live for now, and just have the best time you can, live up life. And if you can find a way to have a career where you are able to be with your family, then more power to you. That's how I was able to, manage things, because I was able to run my business and be home with my family and take them places instead of hiring a babysitter to do that. Because why pay someone else to have time with your family when your family should be with you, and you should be able to take your family places, or, even if it's out to a park or for a walk or, whatever. I mean, it's time with family. It's the most precious and valuable thing ever. And do I want to stay single all my life? I'm accepting of that. If it came to it and I had to be single all my life, I feel like that I provided the best I can for my family. I've given them a life. I brought them into this world, and I'm always going to be there for them. So it doesn't matter if they're living in the same roof or in a different home. The fact is, they're part of my life, and they're always going to be a part of my life. So I'm never going to really feel alone. But physically, yeah, that's a different thing. But will I be able to cope with that? Yeah. But now I also have opened up my mind, and I've let my walls down so that, I can move on in life, because I've been held back way too long. I have been held back way too long, okay? So I was just thinking about things today, and just this thought came to mind, and I happened to just find this right here that I'm wearing. I just found this downstairs, and you know what kind of memories that came to me? Because I was like, man, I was thinking about like marriage and me, I do miss when I was married at one time, and I do miss that. I do miss some aspects of it. I mean, not everything was perfect, and nobody ever has a perfect marriage, but I do miss some of those things. I kind of, just miss the togetherness. There's some things about it. And I'm much older, and I learn, from the past, learn from the mistakes, and I know what choices to make because you learn as you go. Some people are married once for the first time, and that's just the way it is until they're old and you know end up sometimes in a nursing home. But then there's some people that get married, two, three, four times, and they become like experienced at marriage. They know everything because they've experienced so many different situations. So they're more experienced at marriage. So with me, I'm still new at it. It was like I had a shot at it, and sometimes the thing is never rush into a marriage. If you rush into something like that and say you don't have your life together yet, or you have plans but then you get distracted by other things that are going on in your life because maybe you're trying to build your wealth, trying to build your business, and maybe you feel out of place because you moved in a place where people kind of look at you strange because you talk funny, or you're from another area of the world. Like I got a lot of hate in a way, like because they're like, oh, that guy's from Jersey. I don't like these guys from Jersey. I don't like any of these guys. I got a lot of that moving south out of Jersey, you know, and it kind of stuck with me, and it kind of affected me in a way. I kind of felt uncomfortable. It was social anxieties that it created. It made it awkward for me. It kind of made it difficult sometimes to have conversations with anyone because I didn't know if they were going to be like, man, I don't like that guy. He's from up north, freaking Yankee, the things that I was thinking. So it did make me feel in a way unwelcome by people around this community or in the places where I've lived, that were way south of New Jersey. So yeah, it was one of those things that really kind of made it difficult. And being the experiences that I had in the past, I've been, let's just say, taken advantage of, because of my kindness, my generosity, the things that I've done for people. And then I move out of Jersey, and I feel like kind of history repeats itself. And I've had this, like, someone who was a few years older than me, like, con me out of a car. I was trying to help this kid out. Back then he was a kid. So was I. you know. But that's just the way that's been. So yeah, me getting married. Even though, look, getting married at 50. What is that like? Will I be married before I'm 55? Will I be married? The big question is it if or is it when? Because I think it's more about when than if. I feel like I've I pretty much am open for it now. I felt like I was being held back too long. And these people, I'm not going to mention names, and these people really had no part of my life. They were outside influences. They were outside people that were basically trying to, you know, come between me and moving on with my life. And I mean, there were some people in the family that, at one time in a previous relationship that they didn't want me to be around a certain person. And then I guess they started to grow to accept that person and like that person, and then they were okay with it. And see, one of the decisions when you're a parent, it's harder when you want to move on with your life because you know when your kids are younger and you have someone that you care for as a friend, and maybe you want them to live with you, and maybe the friendship is platonic, maybe it's just a friendship, but it appears to look like a marriage, but then it's more like a friendship. But whatever the case may be, that there is that special friendship. And then if you have kids who may not like want change, or maybe they have fears that they're going to be forgotten, or the attention that you have is that for them is now going to be devoted on this new partner, and then they're going to feel left out, or maybe they're going to feel like they don't trust the person, and it's just an awkward situation, especially after a divorce, or if you're like dating someone and you broke up, whatever it may be. It's different family, different situation. So as a parent, it's like, well, what choice do you make? You don't want your kids stressed out. So do you pursue a relationship and then your kids are so stressed because you're in that relationship, or do you just not pursue it because you want your kids happy and you don't want them being stressed out because you're with someone Either they don't trust them, they don't know them enough yet, or they just afraid of change. And whatever it may be, it's like it's one of those things where I don't want to stress. I didn't want to stress my family out. I didn't want to stress, my kids out, and I just wanted everybody to be happy. And there was decisions that I had to, make to keep everybody happy, and I just it held me back from moving on. It really did because I didn't want to like step on anybody's toes. I didn't want anybody upset. I didn't want to feel left out. I didn't want to feel awkward. I just wanted everybody to be happy, even if that meant that I couldn't have anybody in my life and I just had to live alone. And like, well, with no partner, that is. But I wasn't alone as far as being a dad, and it was a tough decision. But things come around, and a friend of mine, like my kids opened up and they started to like accept my friend, and so things were good. And it's like when that was happening, I was like, okay, well, now my friend, my daughters love this friend as if they're family now, and it's like it was a green light to like have them in my life and just have a good friend. And that was always my intention. Back then I wasn't never thinking about marriage. I was never thinking about that. I was like, you know what, I'm not getting married anymore. It's like I'm getting older, and even back then I was like, I don't know, it's just a piece of document on a piece of paper. It's just from the government that says you're married, and do you really need something that says something to substantiate that? Isn't a relationship in itself just as important or even more important than a piece of paper? I mean, that's how I am, right? But so I just wanted to have a friend in my life, someone that can just go for walks with me, and it was just nothing that was deeper than a friendship. It was a special friendship, but it wasn't like anything intimate, or wasn't like we didn't we had our own parts of the house, when it came time for bed, like things like that, you know. So it was one of those situations where I had a good friend, and there was just a lot of things that I was going through, and it was just nice to have a friend to hang out with. And it was just nice that my friend was accepted by family, and it was a great thing. So time went on, and there were forces that were trying to stop that friendship from happening. There was misunderstandings. There was assumptions, like people were thinking, "Oh, is this your new wife? Are you marrying this person? Are you guys like a couple?" So people were just thinking so many things. I guess it's normal for society to think that if you're somewhere and you're with somebody, I mean, they're either going to think that the person with you is a sister or relative, or a husband or wife, whatever it is whoever you're with, right? So it's kind of like that situation. But with me, it was like I just wanted a friend, and that was it. I just wanted a friend. I wasn't seeking anything other than a friendship. I just felt like I didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me to seek anything more. I felt like a part of me has like kind of died off, and it was like I don't think I was capable of having anything more than just a friendship. It's like you get PTSD from the past, and I've had PTSD from my childhood. Just certain things that happened, certain relationships that happened when I was much younger, and just I guess, confidence, in myself, self-esteem, and I've always been a shy person, so that really made it difficult with relationships too, because I'm very shy. So that just kind of complicated things as well, and I'm not a person who I don't seek too much affection. So what it is, it's like I can be content without all that extra stuff, and it's kind of hard because some people may want more, attention or stuff like that. So even though I might not have been able to give that, doesn't mean that I didn't care. It's just that it was hard to express it. It was just like, I guess it's just I was lacking that ability. And so I try to think, what, there's got to be someone who's out there that'll accept me for who I am and understand all those things that I have, all those quirks, and like want to be part of my life. And I always thought I was going to be way too complicated for anyone to want to be in my life. Want to have me, or just have us together. Like, who's going to want to be with someone who's just like, man, This guy's too complicated. Plus, he puts himself on YouTube, and I don't even know what's going on because he's like got all this drama, and he's like complaining about this. He's saying stuff about this, and it's about this, and he's got ghosts in his house, and he's got clowns coming to his house, and like all this stuff. But like I said, YouTube is for entertainment. If you take everything seriously on YouTube, you're gonna your head's gonna be spinning in circles, and you're gonna be so confused. Okay. If you were to judge me by the YouTube content, you would think I'm like bipolar. You think I have some kind of emotional issue. You think that I need help. The thing is that I don't have any of those issues. I don't need any kind of help. It's called YouTube entertainment. It's called sometimes I just get too carried away with entertaining people. But what is too carried away? When it's acting. When I'm doing those videos and I'm running around and you see a clown running around, does that make me psychotic because I'm yelling and freaking out and there's a clown? No, it's because I'm trying to make content. I'm trying to be reactive and trying to be crazy about it because that's what people like. They like to see that kind of elevated emotion. They like to see someone freaking out. So, why not give them what they want? On YouTube, it's fun, right? It's entertainment. I mean, we did have some legit stalkers and we did have legit people wearing clown costumes. And I've addressed that. But like I said, I am not going to let some creeper just come around all the time and constantly just try to get in the house. And I'm just running around yelling and cursing and nothing's getting done. That's not the way that it happens in the real world. But, if it did, if I were to just okay, we got to get rid of this clown, then there would be no more videos. It would be okay, the series is over. Yeah, because I took care of the clown problem on day one, so there's no more videos to upload because the clown's gone. Now, what other reason would this be dragged on for so long where I'm constantly running around, blah, 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 cursing, yelling, and there's a clown coming in the door, a clown busting the window, a clown doing that. And you think about it, it's it has to keep happening because otherwise then there's no more videos. So, at that point, I think I pushed my luck because then things started to really happen. And it was like the boy who cried wolf. Now, people don't believe it no more because they say, well, they were just faking it all these years. No, I don't believe this, So that's how that has become. Okay? So the drama begins. But that's over with. I mean, you guys know how that went. I addressed all that clown stuff. I addressed it all. And you guys know what I mean about the whole thing. Am I really going to let some bozo head come in this house and harm my family? The only bozo head would be me if I believed that. If I was going to let that happen, then I was the bozo head. If I'm going to let all that happen, because we know that's not going to happen around here. But yeah. As far as marriage goes, there's hope. There is hope. I've opened the window of opportunity, and look at this guy. He's like the bearded man. What happened? This guy's got a beard now. What's going on? He looks like he belongs out in the wilderness with a big club, in a cave or something. What's this guy doing? It's just winter's here. I'm not able to go to Florida this time because of finances. I just cannot afford to up and go to Florida. I have no business opportunity other than the one that I was trying to get and take. But like I said, family comes before business. And I'm waiting on that. So until it's confirmed, because I kind of hesitated because I was indecisive, I might have waited too long to respond and I haven't heard anything back. But if this particular business opportunity does happen to go through, then I'll have a reason to be in Florida. Then I will shave this beard off. Because then I'll be where there's sunshine, and I'm going to want to get sun all over my face, not just this part and then it's all white here. No, so if you see me shave my beard, it means I got the job. Okay, in the meantime, there's no confirmed business because I have to accept it and I have to sign the papers. I have to sign a digital document. I have to sign a contract for a year contract because a year, like I said, a year contract, and I could be making $160K, even a little bit more based on what they were saying, but I don't want to put specifics out there just for a year. I don't want to get into the specifics because like I said, those numbers are thrown at me and it's not like a contractual number. It's more based on my performance and experience. So I have to redeem myself to even get to that amount because it could be at the way down at the bottom end of that spectrum. But am I getting married? I always thought, when I had my life straightened out and I had my finances straightened out and and I'm on track, that's an opportunity, that's a possibility, and getting my worries out of the way, my trust issues out of the way, all those things. I feel like once I get those out of the way, then I'm golden. Then that's it, Then I can make the decision. Do I really want to get married? It's just a government thing. It's just the government that says, okay, you're married. And do I really want the government involvement? I mean, how many of you trust the government right now? I mean, that's a tricky question, isn't it? I mean, are you getting, like, say if you have child tax credits, are you getting those, like, monthly checks right now? Are you getting those benefits right now? Whatever it is, you're struggling right now, it's hard to make ends meet and you're trying to deal with things. Are things working out? I mean, is it happening for you, or are you going through a struggle? And it's like, if you try to rely on the government, you end up just with all the hopes but no results. You know what I mean? It's like you just keep hoping, but then nothing happens. Like if you rely on yourself and you rely on what you do for a living and the hard work that you put into your career, you have a better outcome than hoping that you're going to get a check from the government for this or that. Even when it comes to healthcare subsidies and stuff, if you don't make enough money, you qualify for those things. But are you going to hold yourself back and say, well, I'm afraid to make too much money because if I make too much money, I'm not going to qualify? The thing is, you gotta pick and choose what's best for your situation. Now, there was times I was held back because, I made a lot of money at one part of my life and then it went down and I was like, no, I'm just like barely getting by. And I qualified for those subsidies. And there was a point in me, it was like, wow, if I just make this much too much, then I have to pay back all that health care. The thing is, if you make more than enough, then should it really matter? Because then you should just focus on being able to afford health care, right? And be able to have the income from your job and not worry about, oh my gosh, if I make too much money for this or that. Because I've never worried about making too much money because I worried about not making enough, as far as living life and be able to pay bills. The thing is, I had a lump sum, I guess, of income in the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2021. So that kind of like set me up in a higher bracket, but then everything every month after that, it was like a total like dive off a cliff. So I went from like, making something that I could actually survive off of to making less than what making so little that my bills are higher than my income, And so even with that said, if I were to make a little bit too much at the end of the year and you add the beginning of the year with barely anything in between, because, like this new job opportunity, this would be like, if they were to start paying me now, I would probably get enough money and it might take me over that income limit. And then I would have to pay back the healthcare subsidy. But if that job opportunity was offered to me earlier on in the year, then I would be making so much that I wouldn't even worry about it, because then there would be so much time built up with that company that I would like, okay, so, I'll just pay this and that. But there's no guarantees, you know what I mean? That's why it's like, don't want to take that chance. What if it doesn't work out? And I'm there for a week or two and I think, it's not going to work out. And then my income was up, then I have to pay back the subsidy, and then I have no more future income because it was like, didn't work out, So I got to have more of a trial run, make sure it's going to work out. But as far as marriage, yes, I feel like I will be ready once I'm financially ready. And that is once I'm back in that position, once I am back on track again. So the big question is, am I getting married and moving on with my life and moving somewhere? Very big possibility, very big possibility. And it's all a matter of my finances and me getting everything straightened out and downsizing into a more affordable home, which is all the things that I am working on. So I'm taking that initiative to make it happen. And
Do not tell me it's raining.
it is raining. No, it's not. It's beautiful out there.
Oh, yeah. Just that. Very beautiful.
It is. It is like, all right, it's beautiful weather outside. You guys are going for a walk? All right, they're playing ball outside. All right, so that's what's happening. It is really nice out here. Wow.
I'm
It is really nice. This is like nice weather. Other than the rain. Is it raining or is it just water like from the gutters?
Yeah, these are getting soaked.
Oh man.
Oh, why don't I just put my soccer shoes on?
It is nice out here. Soccer shoes?
I actually have soccer shoes.
Oh god, you're gonna have like soggy socks. Oh gosh, nobody wants soggy socks.
Look at that wet.
Do you want soggy socks?
My butt's getting wet.
Ain't nobody got time for soggy socks. Ain't nobody got time for soggy socks.
Look, there's spiders in these.
What the heck? So you guys are playing ball out here. You got a ball right there.
Look who's out.
All right.
Hey, Sarah.
All right. It is really nice out here. You know what? This weather is, I'm loving this weather.
Look at this here.
I am loving this weather. Man, it's so nice.
I really don't know what I'm gonna do. What if there is a spider in here that bites me?
A spider.
Yeah.
What?
Excuse me?
Where's a spider?
No, like there.
There could be one in your shoe. You might want to.
There was.
Holy crap.
There was. I said, I'm scared. I don't want to wear these. I'm not wearing them.
Oh my gosh, there was a legit spider in your shoe.
Say the-
What if that was like, what if that spider like, oh my gosh.
My butt is wet.
All right, there was a legit spider in Brianna's shoe. All right,
Cleats.
a legit spider was in her shoe.
Her cleats.
Is that what they are? Cleats?
Yeah, they're called cleats because the spikes.
Oh my
They're like
gosh.
shoes.
There's spiders in your shoes. Is that how Spider-Man happened? He got like Peter Parker got bit by a spider.
Peter Parker.
Like you got bit by a spider, and all of a sudden now you become Spider-Man. What is you're going to become Spider-Girl now? Did you get bit?
No, I don't think so.
You
I
don't-
saw something crawling in the shoe, and I was like,
What are the odds? Like a spider in a shoe? Like really? What are the odds of that happening?
I don't know. I was like,
Like 50 out of 100.
50 out of 100, right? Yeah.
I guess.
Or 1 out of 100.
I don't know. The odds of that happening seem
1 out of 100.
around here. As long as it's not a brown what is it? Recluse.
Recluse.
Those are scary. You don't want to get bit by one of those, or a black widow. You know, forget about it. Black widow.
My phone being all weird.
Yeah. Well, my phone was being all weird, and that's why I had to get a new one. Because every time I do a live stream, my live stream would cut off, and there'd be nothing left. And I'd be like, I'll be doing this all for nothing. It'd be like, my phone would be in the middle of live stream. All of a sudden, it's like, your live stream ended. It's over. I'm like, I wasn't ready yet. Why is it over? Hey, Stephanie, what's going on? Gracie has me check her shoes for spiders. They've been outside. Yes. It's so nice the doors are left open. The only thing I worry about is bugs getting in the house or maybe a mouse. You know, because who knows? A mouse might come in the house thinking, oh, it's time to get in before winter sets in and it gets much colder, you know? Brian, how you doing? We got Scott out here, Joshua's out here, Fawn's out here, JD, what's happening? Janet's out here. Who else is out here? Mary's out. Mail? Oh, I probably got my health insurance mail. Had to reapply for health insurance because it was like enrollment again. Enrollment before the 15th. I did it before the deadline.
But by the way, it's raining a little bit.
Is it?
It's raining.
But it's not a cold rain. It's like it's a warm rain.
Yeah, a little warm.
It's a warm rain. It's nice. It's bearable. It's like, why not go outside in a warm rain? Because it's going to be like winter soon again. All right, we got Christopher. How you doing there, Christopher? Hope all is well. Show us the Lamborghini. Oh, yeah, you love that thumbnail. I had to be creative with it. I was throw a Lamborghini in there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the money for one. But, I figured I might as well put the Lamborghini in the thumbnail because that's something that I have hopes for because it's like this. I'm getting into music, and I have invested a lot of money in music as far as, like, on my credit card, that is. But there is a return policy, and I still have a little bit of time left if it doesn't work out for me to return it back to the store. I'm bad with that. Like there's times where like, if I cannot afford something, like, I'll put it on my credit card. If they charge a restocking fee, whatever. Life's short. Enjoy it. It's like whatever it's gonna be, But that's me. The closest I got to a Lambo right now is a Tesla. I'm telling you, that's it. I have my Corvette, but I sold that. Like I said, I couldn't afford to keep it. I got rid of it. So the only thing I got left is the Tesla. This is it. This is all I got left. Is the Tesla, okay? There's nothing else left. It's that. I've been doing stuff to it. You know, it looks a little different. You know, that's all. That's all. I don't got anything else. Just one car, a Tesla. That's it. All right. That's all I have, guys. It's all I have. You know, I don't have any tricks up my sleeve. I don't have any other hidden car. This is it. I used to have a bunch of cars at one time in my life, but this is all I got right now. And you know what? It's what I need. It's practical. This gets the job done. This is practical. I did a lot of work. I put the screen in there, installed that steering wheel, you know, changed the seat colors to white, you know, added the carbon fiber on the side, there's carbon fiber there, carbon fiber on the front, and I'll be putting on these things here, you know, they're gonna be going right here, so there's more carbon fiber going on. There's a lot happening, okay? I got some real carbon fiber coming in. You know, I got tricked a couple times, and I'm not, you know, fool me once, fool me twice. I don't, like I said, somebody like mailed me some stuff, but it's like, you got to read the fine print. It's like, it was carbon fiber print, and I'm like, I want real carbon fiber, not carbon fiber print. So there's some stuff that I had to reorder and then reinstall. So I got my work cut out. It's on the way, though. But you know why? You know how it's possible? Because I sold my Corvette to get out of those car payments. Like, I had like too many car payments going on in this house, plus a house payment, insurance, and all the other stuff. Like, man, too much going on.
It's dark and scary.
It is dark and scary.
Really nice to go down to the gym, but I think it's dark and scary. I don't like it down there.
And there's a good reason why. There's a good reason. Because of the things that have happened down there paranormal-wise. I'm not even getting into that because this is not a paranormal video. You want to know about the paranormal side, then that'll be on Rolling With Me channel. Then you get to see that side. How do you like this? I wore this back in 2008. I made a video. And also in 2010, I was doing some characters. And I said, why not wear this? Because this was one of my nice dressy shirts for a special occasion, for a very special occasion. And I happened to see it when I was going downstairs looking for something. And then the thought came to my mind. I was like, man, I've been thinking about like moving on with my life, not letting things hold me back. I've been held back so long. I had, you know, there were people that were very manipulative in my life, you know, over the years that I've been in this world. And I think I've let those manipulative people just win for too many years, you know, and these people are pretty much close to my age, I guess by now, you know. So a lot of those things happen. You know, there was somebody that tried to just kind of interfere with family, and I'm not going to mention this person's name, but they're not much younger than I am, you know, not much younger at all. And yeah, I'm not going to mention what countries these people come from. And of course, I'm not talking about anyone who's in any connection with anyone that's in my family. I'm talking about someone who had connection to one of my friends. Someone who had a connection to one of my friends who was trying to get in the way of everything. And this person, they're in their 40s. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to say anything else, all right? All I'm just saying is this person tried to interfere and come between family and tried to break family apart, tried to stop me from moving on in my life. And this person was associated with my friend. And that's just the person. I know I was confusing in some of my other videos, like, what is he talking about? But I just wanted to clarify it so that, you know, there's no confusion. This person has been very manipulative, and in a way, I kind of call this person like a man-child, you know, even though they're in their 40s, you know? I look at it that way, but has nothing to do with any person that married into my family or anything. This person has nothing to do with my family. This person has to do with my friend. That's the person I'm talking about who tried to interfere with my future and tried to complicate things as far as me moving on with my life and, you know, with my friend, you know, because this person has a lot to do with, you know, some of my friendships in the past, but they have nothing, they're not associated in any way to my family, not even by marriage. So this person is in their 40s, that's all I'm saying, and they could be from another country, but I'm not mentioning names of countries or names of people. I'm just saying that this person has no relation to anybody in this house at all, has no relation to anybody in this house, but does have some relation in some way to my friend, who I've spent a lot of time with before. And like I said, I have a lot of friends that I do trust, but it's not a whole bunch, maybe 5 people. So there's more than one person who had someone who's like trying to interfere with friendships. So it's a long history there. I said we got Brian out here. Who else we got? We got Tim out here. Tina, he will someday. Sour Jim, there you go. Absolutely, someday it will happen. Someday it will happen. Oh, well, it looks like, what? Holy crap, there's a big spider. There's a big spider on, like, there's a spider, like, back there somewhere. Spider, like it probably,
Where?
I'm not creating that fear.
Bro, I thought there was something in my liver.
Do you know you can get bit by a spider
When you're sleeping.
and then you can start barking? They call it the barking spider.
What if you got a wolf spider?
Or a wolf spider, you can start howling. It's kind of scary. Kind of scary. You know? Yeah. Absolutely. Someday it will happen. There you go, JD Foster. Someday it will happen. We all have it. We all have that right to move on with our lives and have a good friend in our life. And if you want to get married, that's your choice, right? I will support my family and my kids if they, whatever decisions they make, as long as they're making a good decision, and I feel like they're making a decision that's going to be good for their life. If I like see some like person who's like really bad and they're doing horrible things and it's quite obvious, then I'm gonna be protective. I'm not gonna I'm gonna be like, I'm on guard. I'm protective. That's how I am. I'm not gonna just let anything happen to my family. So I feel like sometimes people, like my friends, will get protective of me. Like, well, I don't want you hurt. So I suggest you don't have that relationship with that woman, because she's a gold digger and she's only after you because she thinks you have money, or she wants to have other things that you don't really want anything to do with, because you're that kind of person who's a very modest person who doesn't have interest in all that other stuff, whether it's the physical stuff or, it's like, I'm a very sentimental person. I'm not materialistic. I can give a rat's behind about, everything else. Like, money doesn't mean anything if you don't have family. Like, what is it? I mean, money does provide you the opportunity to spend time with your family and go places and provide, but it's only just something that the government creates. And to me, I don't know. What happened to the days we could live off the land? Like, like the caveman, like who needs money? We just live off the land. You got a cave, you go out there, you get your food, you're getting your exercise, you're doing well. I mean, that's just the way it is. But in society now, it's like we're so modernized, we develop things from out of the ground. Like, how did we get a car from the dirt? Like, seriously, if you think about it, computers, technology, it all came from somewhere. Like, you go outside and you see trees, you see leaves, you see the dirt, you see rocks. But then yet, somebody had somehow created a television out there in the dirt. They created a car. They've created so many things. And it's like, I try to wrap my head around, like, how is that possible? Like, how are people able to create, like, even in this kitchen, just everything here. I mean, the granite, yeah, it comes from granite stone, and, it comes from the ground. But you think about it, it's like all this stuff was created from the earth. Like, within the earth, all the elements, the core of everything that makes earth what it is. It's like all these things we have in life have come from the earth. Like, it's like you go here and you got washer and dryer. Like, that came out of the earth somehow. Think about it. And you got a Tesla. Like, that came out of the earth. Like when you think about these kinds of things, it's like, wow. Can you make that happen? Can you like go outside and say, well, I'm going to go ahead. I want a new Tesla Plaid. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go outside and get some dirt together. I'm going to make me a Tesla Plaid. Yeah, maybe if you're making a sand version of it, like a sandcastle. But, how do people do it? Like, how did we get so advanced and so smart that we were able to come up with these things out of nothing but what you see outside? You know, have you ever pondered these thoughts? Have you ever thought about, like, how is that ever possible? Then you ever think it's got to be aliens have come here? Maybe Elon Musk is one of the aliens. He's come down here and he's like got all this technology, like he got robots and everything going on. Like, I don't know. It makes me wonder. You know? And at one point I was thinking I was going to get married to technology. I was thinking I was going to get married to AI, you know, Alexa, you know. I actually made a video about that, just joking around, because I was like, you know what, the only person, the only thing, the only entity that I think I'll ever marry is going to be artificial intelligence. And it's going to be the one thing that keeps me company. And whenever I have the question to ask, it answers my question. Whenever I want to know what the weather is like, it tells me. Whenever I want to know, like, what's happening, it lets me know. You know what I mean? So have you guys ever pondered these thoughts? Have you ever wondered, like, how do we get so many things out of just what's out here in nature? I mean, if you think about the woods back here, just all nature, like, how do we get those things out of nature itself? Things to think about, people. Things to think about in life. I mean, these things just didn't appear out of nowhere, right? I mean, us as the human race had to come up with this thing. It's not, you don't see animals out there. You don't see deer or gorillas or any other animals creating those things. Like the Homo sapiens, the human race, is able to create those things. Now, some of us may say, hey, we're living in some kind of reality, alternate reality, or we're living in a what is it, a life simulation? It's like the Matrix. Like, are we even really here? Like, so many people think a lot of different things. Like, how is this all possible, you know? Bobby, how's Brianna doing? Brianna seems to be doing rather well there, enjoying the weather out there, trying not to get bit by spiders. Hey, Joshua, Tim, what's happening? The bushy cat, yeah. The bushy cat is a Tina and I thing now, because like when we walked down a neighborhood, we saw a bushy cat one night. It was around Halloween time, and that cat just looked like it could eat a dog. It was how it looked. It looked pretty mean. Let's see who else is out here. All you need is love. There you go. Absolutely, Tina. Smash that like button. Show some love in this video. Show some love in this live stream. You guys are amazing. Like I said, this has always been a family channel, and I talked about some family topics here. I talked about the importance of family, and you know, getting married is something that is part of what we do as a person, and it becomes a family unit, right? You know, that whole thing. And you know, marriage isn't the answer to everything, but like I said, I opened the door for that possibility. It doesn't mean that I'm 100% set on that, because I also look at it on the government side, like it's just a piece of paper from the government that says, yeah, you two are together. And then I don't know. I care more about the relationship and the friendship more than what's on a piece of paper, because piece of paper don't mean crap to me. It's what's in your heart that means the most. So I'm opening up my heart to have someone in my life, to have either it's a special friend or somebody. It's just that I lived too many years without, and I've had so many trust issues that was holding me back. And with the small circle of friends that I have in my life, I'm able to trust a handful of people. And so I'm embracing that and being with that small group of people and spending the time with those people that are important to me in my life. And, you know, they have friends and they know people, and I know how they are. They are going to associate with people that are trustworthy. They're going to associate with people that I would trust being around. So they're going to look out for what's in my best interest, and they're not going to try to hook me up with someone who is not right for me or someone who's a bad person. They're only going to guide me in the right direction. So whoever I end up being with, and say I'm referred to someone through friends that I trust, that they're going to be a trustworthy person, and I'm going to have extra friends to be with. Whether it becomes more than a friendship, we'll see. Like I said, I don't know how capable I am of being anything more than a good friend to anybody, because I don't have those, you know, desires to go deeper than that. but doesn't mean I don't have the openness to have a meaningful relationship or a friendship or something that would be like a marriage, even though it may not be a marriage, or maybe even have a marriage. Like I said, those opportunities, those doors, those windows are open. Only time will tell. Man, I got to go outside and get some walking. Is it 444? Tina says it's 444. Wow. And I'm still on a live stream at 444. How about that one, huh? You guys got to love that. You joined New York on there you go, 2022. There you are. Hey, JD Foster, what's happening? Stephanie Graham. All you guys are amazing. And guess what, guys? I still have those what do you call them things? Alligator jerkies upstairs in the music room. I still got some gator jerkies. Yeah, I still got gator jerkies. Thanks. This is what some of you guys, like, hey, Bobby needs some more gator jerkies. Let me send them some. I thank you guys for thinking about me. You guys are amazing out here. 444. I just saw 222 about 2 hours ago, something like that. Like it was 222, and now it's like 444. Like, what's it gonna be next? 555. But you notice one thing: it's never 666, right? I wonder why. If it ever was, that would be scary. Imagine if the time ever was 666. Would you be scared? Because we don't have that. Like 555 is the only thing, and then it's it. So yeah, I think it'll be scary because technically, it'd be 666 would be what, 7:06 p.m. I think. Wouldn't that be it? I don't know. What would 666 be? If we were to do it on a technical term, would it be 7:06? I think. Technically, Hey, Bobby, you look happy now. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Is Brianna's BF still out of town? I don't know. That's something that Brianna would have to tell you about if she ever decides to share that on social media. I'm not one to speak for anybody else, but I'll tell you what. As far as out of town, me going out of town, that's a big possibility before the new year, before the winter season's over. Like I said, I got some opportunities, some ideas. A friend of mine's basically has hooked me up with a business opportunity to do some electrical work. Just waiting on that whole thing because, sometimes it's like he who hesitates may lose out. And I was like, do I really want to go now while, the holidays are coming? I want to be with family. I don't want a business opportunity to interfere. Well, will this opportunity be available after the new year so that at least I can have time with family, then pursue this opportunity, then be in Florida where it's warmer and doing that work. And, there's a lot of things I got to think about. Hey, Fawn, what's happening? What? Somebody's like, what? It's like, what is going on? You got to stick with me, guys. Your head's going to spin in circles if you just jumped into this live stream and you saw the title and you're like, do you even know what's going on? He's getting married? That's why I put a question mark in there. This is not a factual statement. This is a question mark because, like I said, I am closer to turning that question mark into an exclamation or period or whatever because I have decided to let go of that fear and all that was keeping me from moving on because you know what? It's not fair for me to just let the fear of being, taken advantage of or my trust issues with people. It's not fair to let it get in the way. I mean, I already had people in the past trying to stop me from moving forward. And those individuals, they should have known better. They're close to my age. You would think that, a little younger than me, but you'd think they would know better than to, it's kind of like a double standard. It's like, it's okay for them to move on with their life, but then yet, they won't let anybody else move on. You know what I mean? And like I said, this person, this guy, I call this person a man boy who's in their 40s. Like I said, this has nothing to do with anyone who is associated with my family. Nobody who's even married into my family or married into my ex. It has nothing to do with anyone my ex knows either. So just to clear that up, I'm just trying to clear things up. This has to do with someone who was discouraging my friend who also has some connection to my friend. That person who was trying to keep me from, just having that friendship with that friend of mine. So that person, they know who they are, and I wish they would have just had respect for me and the person that I could have had as a friend that could have lived with me now could still be here, you know. It's nice to have that companionship, someone to walk with, and financially, I mean, I was also had the hopes of having someone to help, you know, carry the weight of just maintaining a home and teaming up and putting our income together and having teamwork, you know, because isn't that part of the thing? I think we team together. You know, I even helped this person like with getting their business started. And, you know, there's so many different things that I helped with this person, you know, got them transportation that they needed. And I did what I can when I was capable of doing that, like when I was in that financial position, because I always wanted to help friends out. You know, if there's a family member or a friend who needed my help, I was there to help the best I can. You know, that's just the way I am. I'm a very caring person, and my heart's big, and I don't hold grudges from people. I mean, I had friends who, you know, may have said hurtful things in the past, but I look past it because then I look at the friendship itself and the value of the friendship, and I'm like, well, person was just mad at the time, or the person didn't really mean what they said. They were going through a lot. I understand, you know, and so it's sad that some friendships end on that note, and it's like, if that person ever like walked by, or I ran into them while I was skating, or if I ran into them wherever I was, I wouldn't hold a grudge on them. I would say, you know what, the past is the past. I understand, you know, you were going through emotions, you know, you were upset about this or that, or there was a misunderstanding, and, you know, like, I accept that, and we move forward, and it's like, I won't like hold it against them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's you again after all these years. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm not that kind of person. You know, like I said, I just can't be that person. Let's see, we've got Brian, Merry Christmas. Hey, I hope you have a great Christmas. Buon Natale. Definitely a big, there you go, Tina. It's nice to have amazing people like you in my life. You know, that's what makes, you know, YouTube an amazing thing, because it's amazing people like you out there that are engaged in the YouTube community and just being part of this experience that we call, you know, life, you know, because life is not just limited to what we do organically in IRL. It's also part of social media, like what we do and what we express online. You know, it's like we have actual real people out here, real living people that are on social media, on YouTube, that we connect with. I'm connecting with you. You're a person. You're commenting. It's not like everybody's robots. It's not like you're a robot and you're just chatting away. No, we are all people, right? There might be a couple of people that did. There might be a couple of robots. It might be some, could be some automated stuff here. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I know a majority of you guys are real people. You know, I might have a couple of AIs out here like commenting automatically. Who knows? Hi, Bobby. Merry Christmas. Hey, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Buon Natale. Brian's out here. Joey's out here. Buon Natale. Merry Christmas, everybody. You guys are amazing. You know, and the comments are working on this channel. You know, after so many years of YouTube disabling the comments because they were like so worried about protecting family from like, letting me be the guy that protects my family. That's my responsibility as a parent. You know, I don't see why it should be YouTube's responsibility to like, oh, I'm disabling your comments because you have a family. So you have, you know, kids in your family who their AI assumed, even now they think that my 19-year-old, soon to be 20, is like under 18 because their AI doesn't know the difference. So they were automatically like, well, we cannot have comments on here because you have minors. Like, really? Seriously? Like, let me be the parent. You know, do you think my kids read all the comments? No, I'm like the big filter. I'm like, I deal with all the drama. Like when somebody has like comments to say, I'm the one that ends up reading them before anybody does. And if I don't like them, I delete them. So that my family, like my kids never had to be, you know, exposed to those kinds of comments. I took the like bullet for that. You know, I had to deal with that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm the one that had to deal with that. It's not like I didn't have to, you know, but unfortunately, you know, when you get popular enough on YouTube, then you have kids in school that recognize you, then they might pick on you, but there's no way to hide from anything in life, right? Because it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, if you were popular, you know, in school, then you can always have someone who's jealous of you. So no matter what it is, whether it's through social media or just in real life, there's always going to be drama. There's going to be someone who doesn't like you. You know, you can't make everybody happy all the time. You can make some of the people happy some of the time. Imagine if the clown came back. Yeah, imagine if that clown came back. I do imagine. You already know where I'm going with this. You're like, you had to say something. You know you had to say something. You already know where I'm going. You already spoke up. You said something. What does that look like? Looks like I'm clowning around, doesn't it? Yeah, we're talking about some stuff here. Yeah, that's the scary reality of things right there. The scary reality. What do you got? What do you think of that one, huh? Like I said, not everything you see on YouTube is real. You see that's a costume. Why is there a wardrobe in there? Why is there costumes in there? Because like that was a skit. Although there were real clown problems, there was real people dressed, copying us, mimicking us, mocking us, doing those things to try to make fun of the videos we made. And so, you know what? It was like, okay, so they want to play that game? Well, guess what? I'm going to put it on YouTube. Because it's not like they're going to be notified. Like, it's not like anybody's going to recognize who they were because they were in a freaking costume. But then when they weren't doing anything, I was like, oh, it's getting kind of boring. Let me go ahead and dress up and let me come up with an idea. Like one time I dressed up as a clown and I stole my own Tesla. I drove out there and pulled off and took my own Tesla. I was like, oh, clown, creepy clown, came in the house and stole the Tesla. That's me, I'm just being a Tesla stealer now. How about that one? Like I said, I've already told you guys, I know like you guys are coming from like years ago. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen you guys in so long. What about the clowns? Are the clowns coming back? What happened? I'm like, did you watch the video like I did a couple years ago, like saying some of those were skits? I mean, some of those things really did happen, but some were skits. Like, but do I want to like share with one's real? I always tell you, see if you can guess which one is the real deal and which one, like what ones were skits. Like, let me know. I just love to hear from you. Like, you got to watch them. You got to share with me if you want to. Let me know what you think. Brianna went upstairs, I think. Yeah. It is beautiful. I'm going to have to go walking outside. I can't be in the house. And if I go walking too far, I'm going to lose my signal. But I thought I would do this live stream and share it with you. You guys are amazing. And like I said, YouTube is YouTube. I got my life together as far as what's in my head. I'm a very smart person. I got everything together right here. It's just that right now I'm back in the corner because of the pandemic, so it has affected my business. I've always been successful with e-commerce and web designing, and I did videography and photography for these different companies. And it was like I already had that experience with YouTube, so why not like do it for a profession as well? So I've had that experience and I've worked with these companies. And with all that experience, it's like I'm able to accomplish many things. And I have a lot going for me. And one thing is I'll never give up on anything. It's like I'm determined. If I feel like something's going to fail, I will try harder. And that's just me. You know what I mean? There's times where I may have been overwhelmed. And sometimes I will get stressed. And I try not to be around people when I'm stressed. I try not to dump my stress on anybody. I try to keep it to myself, but sometimes it's really hard to do that if you have other people living in your home, because your home is like, I try to isolate that whole situation from other people, but sometimes things just happen, or maybe a certain topic will be brought up and then I'm wondering, why is this being brought up, or why is that being said, or somebody might say something online, or somebody in the family or a friend, or then I start to feel like, is somebody just trying to guilt trip me, or somebody trying to this or that. Like I said, pick and choose your friends wisely, okay? And don't let your friends or even strangers stop you from living your life and making the choices that make you happy. As long as those choices that you're making are good moral choices and it's all a positive and good thing, and it's in the best interest for your health and those around you, and those are good, solid decisions. But, I know some people are like, well, I'm going to do whatever I want. But, there's boundaries. You gotta have boundaries, do the right thing. That's how it is. Like I said, if anyone were to try to judge me based on my YouTube videos, they're barking up the wrong tree, because I can wear many hats as far as different characters and different personalities, because that's part of YouTube entertainment. So there's no way to really assess me as a person or assess even my emotional state of mind because this is YouTube entertainment. And when the camera's on, I could just be in character at any given moment. But right now, you're seeing a happy side of me, a very positive side of me, because that's more of who I am. And there was times where I suppressed those feelings because I was so overwhelmed by, just stress and just sadness or feeling alone, because it's a hard thing when you're a single parent and your kids are growing up and then you start to feel like they don't need you like they have in the past, or there's miscommunications or misunderstandings. And then you're so emotionally invested in your family. And then it hurts when there's a disconnect or a misunderstanding. And so then it kind of brings those negative feelings like, oh, I I'm just I'm not too happy, and I don't have anybody in my life, and so when I go through that, I end up working on cars, or I'll end up working out in the gym, my gym in the basement, or I'll go for jogs in the neighborhood. I try to de-stress, and I'll be one with nature. It's like those are the moments that I go outside and I go outdoors and I soak in the sun. But it's harder to do in the winter time. So that I get faced with some challenges, but I do manage to work out. Like I will work out in the house, and I find ways to cope with it. But I've done so much better with managing my stress and just always thinking positive, because I always got to look at it this way: things could be worse. It can be worse. I mean, I'm blessed to have the life I have, and I mean, I could be in some third world country, going through a whole lot. It does break my heart that I have family members who have, illnesses that, you know, are affecting their lives, and it's hard for them to do things, and I try to do as much as I can for family, especially when they need my assistance and help with things. So, family is the most important thing. So, you know, I stay positive. So when you see me ranting on YouTube, like I said, I get into these different characters. Sometimes I'll put on a different hat because this is YouTube. Take what happens on YouTube with a grain of salt. Because if you were if you were a psychiatrist or something, you're trying to analyze my personality based on the kind of videos I make, good luck with that. Because like I said, it's entertainment, it's show business, okay? Take it for that value. I don't put my real life on YouTube. That's not me. There's a time and place for that. I'm not the kind of person who just spreads all kinds of stuff on social media. I mean, there are people out there that put stuff on social media that they're this happened, and then they're like saying this on social media, and they're pointing fingers and they're naming people and they're talking about their deepest emotions and feelings. I don't do that. I'm very vague, and I recreate things, and I try to entertain you guys, and I may bring up things that happened in the long past, and you might think it's happening now, but it's like I'm not very clear about certain things. There could be a time in my life where something happened like decades ago, and I bring it up now, and then you guys think it's happening now. But I do that on purpose because I don't like to really put my life out there. So there are some things that I may bring up that were from years ago, or there may be something that happened recently that triggered those memories from years ago, and then it's relevant, and then I'll bring it up now. But what I've been speaking to you about now are my genuine feelings that I'm feeling. So I'm being true in this live stream. I'm very genuine in this live stream. I exaggerated a couple times before in other videos. I let my feelings get the best of me, and sometimes I think I upload things just because, it's my way of venting out and getting things out of my, just getting things off my chest. And sometimes it's counterproductive because then somebody might take it the wrong way, like, oh, he's yelling and ranting and complaining. And then people might have assumptions. I wonder if he's talking about me. I wonder if he's talking about me. But this live stream here, I'm making it clear. I'm trying to narrow things down so that I don't stress anybody else out that thinks maybe I was speaking of them or someone they know. I'm just saying, rest assured that unless you're in your 40s and you know my friend who you were trying to keep away from me, then you're not the topic of this situation. You're not the person that's coming between my family. You have nothing to do with it, okay? And between that and the pandemic are the two things that are making it hard for family to be together. But you know me and my dramatics on YouTube, I get carried away sometimes, but isn't that like all YouTube content creators? Like we live this alternate personality on YouTube. Because if you look at it this way, like watch Mick Juggernuggets, like he has an alternate life on YouTube. Like his real life could be what? Just your average life. How entertaining can it be? Maybe for some it's not that boring, but he thinks his life is boring. So in order to spice things up, he creates these virtual escapes. He creates this alternate reality. He creates another whole life on YouTube, and then he calls it his series, you know? I've been doing that long before this kid has been doing that. So if you look at my videos, a lot of it's a series of my life. It's a lot of things that I have created. When I went on vacations with my family, that's the real deal. But the things in between were scripted. Like a lot of pranks were scripted. Like I did pranks that they weren't even real pranks because I wouldn't even involve my kids in some of the pranks out there because the real pranks are not really safe. So, you know, a lot of pranks that were done between us were like all scripted, you know, like they were just fake reactions. There was a lot of real things too, but I'm just saying some of the pranks were scripted because I just didn't believe in doing certain pranks. And even some challenges, like I'm not doing that, we'll just script it. You know what I mean? But that's like, you go ask every YouTube creator. People do public pranks. You think all of them are real stuff? You know, like I said, so maybe half the stuff we did for pranks and challenges were scripted stuff. It was like planned ahead. It was like practicing the reactions. I have so many outtakes on me like reacting to a prank. My daughters have so many outtakes on them like reacting to a prank. It was like so many times we were like, oh, we got to make these reactions look real. Come on, we could do this. You know, I got so caught up in that excitement. You know, but yeah, I'd say about half of them were real and half of those were scripted pranks. Just to let you know, but I did delete about 700 videos. 700 videos deleted because family is more important than videos, okay? So I didn't like having those videos out there because I just wanted to cherish those family moments and keep them just within the family. And plus, you know, I just didn't care for the attention it was drawing, especially on one of the younger ones that was in the family. So it's just like, you know what, I'm deleting 700 of those videos. I don't care. You know, family's the most important thing. It doesn't have to be out there on YouTube. So if you guys are always wondering, like, you guys used to have like thousands of videos. Where'd they all go? Well, 700 videos, I deleted them. Because I was like, no, I'm not having this. You know what? I don't want any of my kids like dealing with bullies in school. Delete. And I didn't hesitate. I delete it like that. So if you're wondering where over 700 videos went, because I deleted them. So if you guys want to get mad at me for being a protective dad and just didn't want my kids being picked on, because, you know, like back then you really didn't realize, you know, it's like I was oblivious to so many things. I didn't realize, you know, that kids could be so mean. You know, they were mean for a different reason when I was in school, but it had nothing to do with social media. It had more to do about, you know, just me as a kid, but and my name, you know, but when it came to everything else, like now in this world, like a lot of kids are judged by social media. And even if you're putting a fake life out there and you're scripting things, people might take it as real. Or you do a prank and they might think it's corny or cheesy, you know, or, oh, that's so cringe, you know, and then they pick on you because of if it's cringy, you know what I mean? So there's so many different things. Or clowns. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're the ones that have clowns in your house and they start picking on you for clowns, you know what I mean? So with all that said, when things started to get a little like aggravating with how people were reacting to the clown videos, and I deleted 700 videos because of that, and most of them had nothing to do with the clowns. It just had to do with videos that were uploaded between 2008 and 2000, I would say 14, 15. Yeah, 2008 to 2015, I deleted 700 videos within that time span. All gone. And even some videos that were in 2017 and 18 and 2016. But the majority of the videos I deleted were between 2008, 2007, all the way to 2015. I was like, delete. And I didn't have a care of that. I was deleting them because I was like, every time I delete them, I was feeling good. It's like, I don't want this out there. It's family time. It's like, I just want to cherish that for my own self. We don't need it on social media. Delete. We don't need that. Delete, 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 delete. It's all gone, because I care about family more than having a video on YouTube. That's just the way that is. But yeah, you guys are amazing out here. Let's see who else is in this stream. I want to see clowns. Go see Omar's room. I know. I was just there at the clown cottage. What is it? A couple months back. Crazy stuff going on there. Man, you're such an amazing man, and any lady would be lucky to have you. Thank you so much, Miracle Survivor. That means the world to me. You guys are amazing out here. Thank you for smashing that like button out here and sharing this on social media. I do have Rolling With Me merchandise. If you check out Rolling With Me channel, Rolling With Me leggings. I try to keep things natural, like outdoorish. So you kind of get that outdoor vibe with the trees and the wilderness. That's kind of me and my merchandise. So if you check out that merchandise, it's good with like what you see outdoors. If you like to have that design on your clothes, your leggings, your hoodies, phone cases and stuff like that. I got a lot of merchandise on Rolling With Me channel. That's the way it is, guys. I like to share, my interests, and I will be getting into some more like topics on that music that I'm working on, because I saw so many talented people with music on like YouTube, and I'm like, I get emotional because some of them are so good at like singing and playing music. It's like, wow, these people are amazing. And some of these are young kids singing. I'm like, wow, they're like maybe 20, 23 years old. They're young, and they got a beautiful voice. I'm like, gosh, man, they are so blessed. They're gifted. And I think about like how I was so like into music when I was a kid. I was into that. I'm like, man, I can't let that go. I just got to keep embracing those things and sharing it on social media, and then letting you like be part of my world, like sharing that side of me with all of you guys, or sharing that side of me with all of you guys, because it's a magical moment there. This music can bring you into a magical time in life. It can bring you to a good time. Sometimes it's not always a good time, but it does bring you back. Let's see who we got here. Are you going to be watching tomorrow Canadian football? Oh boy, yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched TV in years. I just don't watch TV. Matter of fact, I canceled my cable service. Didn't realize I was paying for cable that I never used, but because the internet company made me believe I had to have cable to have internet. So I ended up paying for cable that I never used. And so I could have had probably a couple $1,000s extra in the bank that went to cable every month that I never watched, that nobody watched. Because if we watched anything, it was Netflix. But I don't even barely watch that, kind of 14 days till Christmas. There you go. Holy moly. 2 weeks till Christmas. Anyone like to know how I can earn some extra cash as soon as possible? Yeah, for me, I invested in stocks and crypto. That's how I was doing my cash as soon as possible. But it's a very risky business. Very, very risky. I did make investments in Apple, and I'm glad I did, because I made a big investments in Apple. Back in 1994, I bought $2,500 worth of Apple. That's 12,500 shares of Apple. And that turned out to be a really good thing. A really, really good thing. Matter of fact, don't you just love it when you feel like you got to go? When you got to go, when you got to go. Okay, well, I happen to be just looking at things and happen to have something from Apple. It's just kind of funny how it is right here. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I just happen to have it right there because I was gonna hang it on me. I'm debating on, Jesus, the things I do. I was debating on whether to hang this up. I'm debating on whether to hang this up right here. Right there, I'm debating on whether to hang it up. It shows you how many shares they got. of the apple. You know what I mean? So I'm indecisive. That's what it is. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to put this right over here because I need to use the bathroom. So I'm going to give you a Christmas tree to look at real quick. I'll be right back. Can't help it. Okay. You get to see a nice Christmas tree. I'm not like some of those. Some people actually take their freaking I'm gonna take it with me to the bathroom. That's not me. My kidneys. I just have to go. Like there's times where I get up 10 times in the middle of the night because of my kidneys. Okay, it's crazy. And you know what? Having kidney problems could be one of the reasons why I have high blood pressure. And unfortunately, these problems run in the family. So, that's why I try to stay away from too much potassium and too much phosphorus and other things that take a toll on your kidney. Try to drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated. Absolutely stay hydrated. But you guys are amazing out here. You heard knocking, yeah. Maybe it was could be some stones. Maybe I had some stones, Maybe I had some, what do you call them, kidney stones that I was passing. Maybe they were hitting the toilet really hard. I don't know. You're going to be knocking. Could be Santa Claus knocking. Who knows? Santa might be knocking. Let's see. I have that too, Bobby. Brian, I'm telling you, it just sucks, when it gets to the point where getting up in the middle of the night is so disruptive to your sleep because, I gotta go. Like, it gets old. It really does. Like, how many times? And I've been dealing with this for years. And the blood work came back and it showed my GFR was 83. And, anything like 90 or above is a healthy number, but anything below 90 is like, automatically it's like, okay, now you're in the direction of stage 1 kidney disease. It's like, there's not much leeway right there, is there? Like, gosh, give me a break. And I always get itching on my body. Like my back will itch late at night. My legs will itch. I itchy and that could be part of a kidney and liver issue as well. So it's like, man, it could be toxins getting in my blood. But does that stop me? No, I stay strong. I get my exercise. I eat healthy. I'm not going to like sit in a corner of my room crying like, oh, no, this and that. I mean, I had a lot of medical anxiety. I do get stressed, about like going to the doctor because I try not to be around them because I feel like, from experience, they're all about trying to, medicate you and spend, you have to spend money a lot, just there for visits. Like, no way. I'm a strong-willed person, and life is amazing. And sometimes I may say things to kind of get attention, but it doesn't mean that I mean what I say. Sometimes I get dramatic, but I've learned not to do that anymore. And unfortunately, there's situations where it may have been maybe a month or two ago that I've kind of went down that road. I'm like, well, why did I say something I didn't even mean? Like, what was wrong with me? Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, it's not funny, but I think sometimes I have a trouble of relaying my emotions, and then things get misinterpreted and like they're taken the wrong way. I'm like, no, 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 that's not what I meant. But then yet it's like it's already in someone's head that that's what you meant, that's what you said. I'm like, no, 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 no. I've said things before that were taken the wrong way, and it's like, no, I'm good. We're good. Misunderstanding. I get dramatic. Sometimes I say things for attention because sometimes I feel like everybody's like, you know, they back in the corner like as if they, trying to make me feel guilty for something. And I don't take to that nicely. Like if somebody tries to guilt trip me, I'm like, sometimes I just try to kind of make them feel guilty for guilt tripping me. So I'll say something, but I learned not to do that. You know what I mean? Don't do that stuff. But the past is the past, and move forward. Stay positive, and that's all I could say. You know what I mean? Holidays are here. I know I'm not going to have a house full. I mean, we do have more than one family member here, which is a great thing. But I'm not that person who's going to be like following them around the house with the camera, because I learned my lesson about being the overly, overly enthused with YouTube. Like the guy with the camera, like chill, like Bobby, chill out with that. I don't want to be that person. If anyone wants to be in the camera, they will be here with me. Like, hey, I like to say something, but I'm not going to be following anybody around. That's just not me. At least that's not me now. I mean, the past, like I was so caught up in the excitement of it. I thought everybody loved it so much. You learn a lot. You learn a lot, especially when words are spoken. But times have changed. I know how everyone felt about it, so I like, okay, well, can't go back in time and sell my camera and make like I never had a camera. I mean, I would have done just fine. We could have done just fine without YouTube. I mean, I had a successful business with eBay and e-commerce and web designing, and the whole stock market investment in Apple. That I didn't need the extra whatever side income with YouTube. It wasn't really that significant. I think I made it look bigger than it really was, just because I just wanted everybody to feel like, they were contributing a big part to the success of YouTube and what we were able to do, because that's just me. I don't like to take credit for everything. So there's a lot of times where I don't say anything because I don't want to take credit for it. Like I didn't say anything about the whole Apple investment because I just didn't want anybody to know about it. Plus my family, like my parents at the time when I had that investment, they'd be like, well, why'd you put all that money into Apple? Like, what's wrong with you? $2,500 of your money into Apple. Like, are you just into gambling? And they'd be like, well, you should put that money into college or this, like I could imagine all the things I would have heard. So it was best. I'm not saying anything. I'm invested in Apple. And if things happen, like Apple was only like 20 cents at a share back then. Yeah, around 20 cents a share. Think about it. If I would have cashed out, if I would have had all those shares now, I could have made over $2 million. But I cashed it out over time. I cashed it out like some in 2012, and then I think it was 2015 and 2017. Like there were times where I was cashing out a little bit here. And it was 2013 and 2015, 2017, and then 2019. I was like a little bit at a time. Like I was cashing out here and there. But I do have about 80 shares left. So I didn't sell them all. I started out with 12,500 shares that only cost me $2,500 back in 1994. And I still have 80 shares left. So at least I still have something left. But that's in my retirement because I moved money around from like different accounts, and then I moved into an IRA, and it's been sitting in there since, and I cannot touch it until I'm in my retiring, until I'm 59 and a half. So I cannot touch that money, or I get penalized 10% on top of 10% on top of whatever tax bracket I am in at the time that I do take it out. But I have to wait till I'm retired. The plans that I had for family, like I was working on like college funds for my kids, and all these things, and had everything in motion, but certain things happened in the family, and money was just going into helping other people in the family and friends, and I was thinking, oh, I'll be fine. I can make this money back. It'll be okay. Well, things didn't always work as I planned, especially when the pandemic hit. It all took a turn for the worse. So I tried to save as much as I can, but I did plan ahead. I did make plans, but I don't reveal everything because, sometimes it's the surprises that make things like amazing. Like seeing the smile on your friend's life or your family's, face. Like wow, I didn't even expect this, because sometimes it's the element of surprise. I don't always like to say, well, you know what? When you're this age, I have something for you, but you don't even know you didn't know you have it until you're this age. Who knows? That age could be 25. That age could be, somewhere around there. Who knows? I'm not saying anything, but what I can say is I might already have a plan and have something set aside for a few individuals, and they might end up having access to it when they're 25. And this may be something that I'm working on now. It may be something that I was working on and then it got disrupted, and I'm going to continue working on it. All I'm going to say is I don't want to reveal anything, but I have big plans. Like I said, I'm a family guy, and my kids come before anything else in my life. And so, I'm trying to finish where I left off. There was a big disruption in my finances and in my life, and unexpected expenses. I had a lot of medical bills. I was going back and forth to the ER for heart issues, and it was scary. My family was scared. They didn't know what was going on. My friend was with me, and she was scared. She didn't know, I was having episodes in my chest, and EKGs are coming back with abnormal, like I was having a heart attack. So some kind of issue happened with my heart, and they did a lot of test work, and they come out to there's like something about me is different. It's like that's my norm. So they basically come to terms with say, well, your heart is in a different position than it normally is, like for normal people. So my heart is causing misreadings on the EKG because it's in a different position than normal. So I'm like a freak of nature, I guess. So that, I'm always going to get a false positive on the EKG as far as a heart issue because my heart is positioned slightly different than the average person, causing this misreading. But my high blood pressure, that's no misreading. That's an actual fact. And the enzymes in my liver elevated. That's an actual fact. So far, they believe it's Gilbert syndrome. Until anything progresses worse, then that'll be updated. As far as my kidneys go, like I said, 83 GFR. When you have an eGFR of 83, it's below 90. 90's when you have 90 and above is a healthy kidney. Below 90, you're getting into the stage 1 kidney disease, and then it progresses worse as the number goes down. But other variables take place as well. But like I said, I don't let it discourage me. I stay strong, I eat healthy, I exercise, I do what I can to be positive, and I stay motivated. And you know how I am with the wilderness. I love the outdoors, I love nature. You see me out there recording nature. You see how I am about that. If you watch some of my videos, I'm like, the lizards outside, the squirrels, the trees, the sunsets, it's just all beautiful. We almost there. We can get 200 likes. Can we do that? Can we get 200 likes before this stream ends? Smash that like button if you like this live stream. I know you're probably expecting a family video, like me, my daughter and I, or my daughters and I, or whatever it may be. I'm sure you, in the back of your head is like, what happened to all those videos? The only way you're going to see that kind of content is if I upload something that was recorded in the past that was either already uploaded and deleted or something that was never uploaded but recorded. But there are so many things I just don't want to upload because I'm trying to hold on to those family memories and cherish those moments, and I'd rather keep them off YouTube because that's why I deleted a lot of 700 videos to begin with, because they don't need to be on YouTube. It's like family memories that I just, of us on vacation, going places, and just having fun doing skits and pranks and challenges and things like that. It's a lot of stuff is it really relevant now? It was the past, we're living in now. Let's just move forward, So there's big changes here, big changes that have taken place. And you're going to see more of me sharing my current life here and maybe taking you down memory lane to stuff that's never been uploaded that I've recorded when we went places. And randomly, you might see new videos like my daughter and I going somewhere, maybe on an adventure, or maybe even going and exploring places with my friends, and my daughter might be part of that. We don't know what's exactly going to happen on this channel, but I promise you this, that I won't leave you in the dark, that you'll know one way or another what's happening. I'll keep things active here, and I'm going to continue to upload on my other channels and keep you up to date on what's happening, There's a lot of wind coming. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's like wind everywhere. You're a really good dad. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. You guys are amazing out here. I'm ready to go back to Florida. Absolutely, Tina. I'm ready, but not financially ready, but I am emotionally ready. But I don't want to leave family behind right now. I want to spend the holidays with family, then see what happens with the business opportunity and see if things are going to work out. Then Florida will be a very good possibility, definitely. Absolutely. I like surprises. Yes, surprises are good, right? As long as they're good surprises. You know, you don't want to get like a surprise phone bill or surprise overage or, surprise speeding ticket, Rocking the beard. Thank you so much, Robert. The beard. Yeah, it's been long since I had a beard, but it's winter time, so why not have a beard for the winter, right? You know what I mean? When I'm in Florida, maybe I shave it off. Shave it and get rid of the beard for Florida. Ohio, there you are, Kim. You guys are amazing. Yes, so I do have a Patreon for my music. I don't like to make those things too easy. I mean, because I don't want to feel like I'm begging to have people like help me with getting my music out there. But I figured I wanted to mention it so that if you are interested in music, it'll help me build up my music online to get it out there, because like I'm gonna have to pay advertisement to advertise my music. It's not gonna just be found for free. I know I'm gonna have difficulties trying to spread the word on YouTube because there's a disconnect. I mean, there's not enough people watching, so I'm gonna have to like go through AdWords or pay for advertising through Google to do this and get the music out there when I get it all created. But those of you who invest in me, for the music as well, you guys are going to get like first, releases, and you're going to get your hands on me even when I'm like practicing and messing up, and you get to see the things before it becomes something. Who knows? It might become something. If it doesn't become something, I still have some time left on my return policy. Like I said, this is a gamble I'm taking, but it's not a big gamble because I can still bring my keyboard back and put the money back on my credit card. You know what I mean? But we'll see where that goes. Like I said, I got music studio that I'm working on. And hey, that's just the way it is. How can we become a Patreon? All right. I'm going to go over here on this computer here. Got to move my Apple, what do you call it? It's my Apple thing here. My Apple. Every time I eat an apple, I think about Apple stocks. I think about how blessed I am that I made an investment in '94, even though I spent it all on family vacations and helping out family and friends and moving and upgrading to different homes and spending it on rent and getting a house and down payment and cars that I had, down payments on cars that I've sold because it was a hobby of mine. Cars and every time I had a car and I sold it, I lost money. I never made money. The only time I actually came out broke even was with the Corvette that I sold recently. I didn't actually lose anything. Kind of broke even because it held its value, so it's not like I had to like pay back the bank anything. It's not like I was upside down. I was afraid that I was gonna have to owe back money. Like I'm not gonna get as much for what it's worth on the loan, but the car held its value really well, considering what's happening, like the used car market. So I guess that was in my favor. It's another reason why I was kind of like I had to do things while I had a chance. Like I better act on it now because it might not be that opportunity later. Might not be that opportunity. All right, let's go over here to Patreon here. Patreon. I'm troubled with typing. It's hard to get that done. All right, Patreon. All right, let's see. I'm trying to log into Patreon. All right, here I go, guys. I'm doing Patreon. I'm gonna put a link here to the Patreon because I had some questions about it. So the only time I'm actually going to make it easier is when I do have a question, because then I feel like, hey, you know what, it would be fair to, here is my Patreon link. Oh, forget about capitalization I think when I try to capitalize things, it just makes things even worse. Because then, I'm trying to do it one-handedly, and my fingers don't always like to separate. There's the link. I'll just pin it. I'll pin the link. The linky-do. There's my Patreon. So, like I said, I'm working on some music. It's not going to happen overnight. Trying to make it happen. I always been good with the piano when I was a kid, and I figured, why not embrace that? Why not share that music that I love on YouTube and offer some like more of a personal side of YouTube by offering access to things on Patreon. So, being part of that Patreon, it gives you kind of a early window to certain things that I post. Plus, I'll upload exclusive photos, and I'll do polls. Basically, it's more of a more intimate communication between you and I through that platform. So I'll share maybe the thoughts of what's going on in my life. I'll share some commentary on there, and there might be a snapshot of what happened today or the day before, or whatever happens to be significant in my life. Like I will be dropping links to like short video clips or something that's a private video that you might get access to. There's just a lot of things I have planned for that. I mean, I do have members area on the Up to Speed Media and Rolling With Me. Those are like more like early access and exclusive live streams. But with the way life has been lately, I haven't had time to like dedicate just live streams because I haven't had enough members in there to connect to, because when I check at the member engagement, I'm only getting 1 or 2 members that are actually watching the videos. And with my busy life schedule, it's like I want to reach out to as many of you as I can and trying to build up the members area so we can continue where we used to be. And that will just make it beneficial for everybody, because I feel like we're not like, it's like I'm doing something but nobody's watching it. I just think we gotta fix that issue with YouTube. But there it is, guys, right there. And as far as the merchandise that I got, how does that work out? How do I share that with you? I guess the only way to do that is to actually go on the channel. I think maybe go on the channel and go into there and share with you those links there. I think it's the only way I can do it. So let me do that. I'll go into the channel, into the studio. Not the physical studio. Let's go over here into the merchandise. There we go. Now that we've got the merchandise, now I'm going to put the merchandise in here. Let's see, my merch. Here I go again, trying to capitalize everything. Look, I just did it, my merch. How about that one? Okay, I pinned that comment. Replace the pinned comment with my merch. Why not? Now I got my merch up there. Oh, man. How's that working? So we got the merch. If you look back, I've got the Patreon link. Got the merch link, got the Patreon link. I think we're all set. I mean, YouTube hasn't been too kind to me financially, during this pandemic. It would be nice to be able to find a way to make it work so that I can be able to go on these trips again and share content that way. Because ever since there was that semiconductor shortage, my e-commerce business has been totally screwed up, totally messed up. And I'm not getting any more new clients on web designing. It's just, that's kind of sorry that happened, But I see people out there doing well on YouTube. They're doing something right. They're doing something that I'm not doing right. But there's Patreon again. But you see I got my merch link up there. One of these days, maybe it'll all work out and YouTube will finally reach out to everybody. You know, that would be amazing. Then we can all reconnect again, because I missed that. Like I said, YouTube is so crazy. It's like they favor like engagement. So if there's engagement, whether it's like doing super chats or comments or smashing a like button, when YouTube sees all that stuff, they rank the videos higher, and then more people get to see stuff, and then you have more people coming back saying, "Hey, I used to watch you years ago. What happened? I just got notified," because it happens. YouTube will randomly just notify someone who hasn't been notified in years, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Wow, welcome back to the family here. You guys are back in the family." You know, I do have my circle of trust. You know. And there are some people right now that are kind of like on the outside of that because they interfered with me moving on with my life and getting married and stuff, you know, even though I didn't have the will to get married, but I had the longing for a friendship and a relationship, like a good friendship. And I wasn't seeking anything deeper than that, but I felt like I was deprived of even having a friendship with anyone because it was like somebody was trying to stop me. You know, some man in his 40s that knows this, you know, who is associated with my friend who I wanted to just, you know, be able to hang out with. You know, it's like it was a crime for me to even be with them. Like, why? Why is it? It's okay for everybody else. Like, it's for me. Like, I can't. Like, really? So that's the way it is, huh? All because of what? Well, because some people have like insecurities or whatever it is that they have, and they are they overprotective of their friends or whoever they possess, whatever the kind of person they may have been. Did you know this person could have had some kind of relationship with this friend of mine, and they don't want anybody else having that relationship or having any kind of relationship, period, because they think it's gonna like come between them and that person. Like, it's a lot going on with that. But that's the past. Things didn't work out, so I'm moving forward with new hopes for the new future, you know. And like I said, trying to get, you know, my finances straightened out and trying to get back on track, you know, because like we are all affected by what's happening in this world. I mean, really. So once I get back on track, then I could bring someone into my life, you know. But I'm open and ready for it. Like I've taken the walls down and I'm ready. And that's the way it is. Anyway, all of you guys are amazing. We are so close to 200 thumbs ups. That's amazing. I was Patreon for a while and then it just stopped for some reason. I didn't cancel. It just canceled itself. There you go, Angie. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it gets that way. And it'll be times where I try to update something on Patreon and I cannot get into the account. There was one time I just couldn't access it. I'm like, what's going on here? And I do get bad with remembering passwords and stuff, you know, because I don't pick simple ones. I pick complicated ones that are like freaking long numbers, you know, like long everything. It's a combination of everything. It's like freaking long. And like, try to remember all these things, you know. I have a safe and I started writing things down, putting things in a safe and locking the safe. But then you got to remember the combinations of the safe or you end up forgetting everything. And you can't get to it because it's in a safe. So, you know, I know some people who are like, they'll have a password and it's like, really? How secure? That's not even secure. Like, you're having a password and you're using your name and your birth date and family members. Like, no, don't do that. You need to have a secure password. Don't just put the common things that people know about you as a password. Otherwise, you got the hackers out there. You got people out there that gonna like get into your website or your emails or whatever it is, your accounts, your bank, whatever. Like, you don't want that stuff. Be careful about that stuff. Be careful about, you know, protecting your identity and have secure passwords, for goodness sakes, man. Oh my gosh. I had fun watching your video. Thank you so much, Brian. You guys are amazing. I'll sign up again. Thank you so much. It's great to have you guys as part of the Patreon family. You know, it really brings us together. You know, I do miss the engagements that we had with the family, like the whole membership area. But, you know, it's a long story. I've told you guys what happened, but my channel was like under attack by a bunch of debunkers, you know, because I shared paranormal videos. So they tried to make me look like an idiot or like a liar or something. And it really hurt because it was like I didn't deserve that because I was being straightforward and I had disclaimers on my channel and I was saying this is for entertainment. Don't, any given moment I could be in character, whether it's in the video or comments. Like I had everything covered. And yet they got to come at me. And there was some legit paranormal stuff that was happening. And they still tried to make it look like I was faking it. And it's like, seriously? I mean, I just had that experience. I shared it. And you're trying to make it look like it's not real. And so I lost so many members. I lost so many subscribers. It ruined my channel. It ruined my future. It ruined my livelihood because I could have made something out of YouTube, especially during this pandemic. I could have made something big out of YouTube. It could have been my rock solid foundation. It could have helped, establish more of a secure financial future, because I could have, made something out of it. Because, I always wanted to do something and be successful with my talent. So I do have a second chance when it comes to music. You know what I mean? Because my opportunity with YouTube, it could still happen. It could still happen. I just got to get the right kind of momentum going and get some brand deals and sponsors and get some members back in action again. Need more members to help support the channel. That way, I'm able to afford to go on these trips again and explore places and make more entertaining content on those channels. I know as far as family vacations, I mean, those are limited. It's not like the old days where, my kids were little and like we're going on family vacations. They're all growing up now. So it's not like, hey, let's all go on vacation. No, they got jobs, they got responsibilities, they got things that they got going on. So it's almost impossible now to just like drop everything and let's go. Those days are over. Oh my gosh, we made 200 thumbs up. So we made 200 likes, guys. Thank you so much for that. We made it. We made it. Woohoo. Tina's already cheering on with that right there. I live in a house of orbs. I hate looking in security camera footage. I know it's crazy orbs. I'm telling you, we got a lot of orbs going on around here. Unbelievable amount of orbs. It's like, holy moly, I got ring security cameras outside. Orbs and orbs of orbs. Just all over the place. Crazy stuff. All right. There we are. I'm in the kitchen where we have the light setting onto daylight, so it's pretty good lighting right here, Yolanda, what's going on? Joshua, what's happening? The Real Paranormal Investigating. There you go. Hello, hello, hello. There we are. I don't know. I don't think I have any. I don't know. Is all the functions enabled in this? I might not have enabled super chats on here. They might not be enabled. I got to go check. Because it's very rare for there not to be anybody commenting with a super chat. It's like, doesn't seem like, maybe there's something in the settings I got messed up. I'm just trying to make sure YouTube engagement stays on 100%. Do I have all the comments working? Are the comments sent automatically? Let me check all these things. Just making sure we're running at 100%. Because I feel like there's, let's see, settings, details. I gotta go into details. Let's see, do I have everything set properly? Are all the comments working? All right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's no biggie. I mean, as long as we're all here. I mean, that's what counts. I just don't know. Maybe the feature's not working right now. But whatever it may be, smashing that like button will really help. Commenting really helps. Sharing the video really helps. I mean, this is, like I said, I always emphasize on the ratings, engagement, they call it. Like just, oh, hey, Marcy Shaw. I guess it is working then. Okay, thanks. Thank you so much, dear Marcy. It is actually working. All right. Because I don't know sometimes with YouTube. It's like, it's so glitchy. And I'm like, well, people are like saying, oh, you haven't uploaded a video in like forever. Like, what's going on? And like, I just uploaded one like a day ago or 2 days ago or a week ago. And so I start to wonder, like, what's happening? Is it not working? Are these features not working anymore? Is it YouTube is just like cutting me off and like doing it? Like, man, YouTube, come on! I've been invested in you since 2007. Like, I put a lot of my life out there, and it's like sometimes they feel like they're messing with me. But it's really the debunkers. I think. I think it's those people that really took my credibility away. I mean, because I've always been a very credible person, you know, and I've been straightforward, down to earth, you know, told you like it is. I told you how I feel. I mean, I didn't hide my feelings. And I made it clear in my disclaimers. When I made content, I pretty much say, hey, you know, read the description. You know, this is a skit, or that's for entertainment purposes. This is a prank. This is a skit. This is, you know, whatever it may be. Or, all right, sometimes I even leave the possibility of it potentially me being in character. I did that because that's me being transparent, you know. Man, I got to go outside and walk, and it's beautiful. Like, it feels nice in the garage. It feels nice everywhere. I got to go walking, get some fresh air out there while the weather is still in the 70s. Beautiful, beautiful. Like, we are gifted with nice weather today. I would never refuse to go outside. Like, one way or another, I got to get outside, especially when it's warm like this. I can't be in the house all day. I got to be outside, you know. Wow, much better than mine. There you go. You guys are amazing out here. Hope you guys have a good night. And yeah, we'll have some more family content on here. I still got some stuff that I recorded but never was uploaded yet. Some behind the scenes stuff, you know, that I'll eventually get out there. And some stuff that I want to do a commentary on, kind of like a flashback to the past. Some stuff that I deleted, even though it wasn't stuff that I really, you know, that it really affected anything other than just I deleted it because YouTube didn't have YouTube had an issue with something about it. You know, YouTube is like that. You know, all this isn't family friendly. And so they suppress the video and it never gets found. So sometimes what you do is you delete it and you re-upload it. And then all of a sudden it's working. It's almost like sometimes you got to re-upload it again for it to be found. That's what YouTube is. I'm sure you notice creators out there that do that. It's like Bobby, I thought you uploaded this like 2 years ago. Yeah, well, I also deleted it 2 years ago. YouTube had an issue with it. Either it was demonetized or they have a way of suppressing it. Either way, where it's there but nobody knows it's there. I'm like, oh, it's time to re-upload it. Maybe reword it a little bit differently. Maybe edit some parts out. Maybe YouTube didn't like this, their algorithm didn't like that, and then give it another shot and see what happens. Like re-upload it. And so when you see something that you like, wait a minute, I thought I saw that. It's because I'm trying to get a second chance at a video that failed. You know what I mean? Because the algorithm somehow dumped it. It dumped it and it just like totally just disappeared. So you may see some of that, and you may never saw it. And so it'd be like new to you, but not new to some people. So, you know, and also considering the amount of subscribers, like there's videos that only had like 4,000 or 5,000 views out of like 2 million subscribers. So it only makes sense to re-upload that because it's like, I barely tapped into the 2 million people when you only reached out to 4,000 people total. That only tells me that, well, there's still roughly 2 million people that didn't see it. So re-uploading it, maybe it's going to send it to another batch of subscriber feeds. And then you're going to have more people watching it. So sometimes re-uploading something, it helps reach out to the people that it didn't reach out to the first place, because it only makes sense when you got a video that only has maybe 1,500 views or 3,000 or 4,000 views out of a 2 million follower channel. It's like it only makes sense to re-upload it and see if you can reach out to more people the second time around or the third time around, because it's like there's people out there that are not getting notified. So maybe we need to keep trying. So that to me seems like logic, doesn't it? Because the math doesn't add up, you know. We got Alyssa out here, Sahir's out here. Who else is out here? Corn's out here. GG Gaming, G Gaming. Who else is in the house? We got Tina is in the house. Let's see, Bobby. It's 547. Uh-oh. It may be 5:47 where you are, but it's going on 7 o'clock where I am. It's going on 7 o'clock where I am. Whoa. Yeah. Crazy how that is, huh? Crazy. All right, what we got out here? Brian, what are you going to get for Christmas? I don't know. I was trying to ask some family members, what they want for Christmas. It gets a little hard. I think, I try to ask for advice, like, what do you think this person would like? Or, I suck sometimes at trying to get gifts for everybody. It's like, I don't know what to get, or I'm afraid I'm going to get the same thing or something they don't need. And I'm like, man, what do I do? I mean, I legit sold my Corvette because I was like, you know what? I want to make everybody happy this Christmas, and I don't want to like be a Scrooge and not get anybody anything because I don't have the money. So I sold the Corvette. I got out of a car loan, put money towards the Tesla. As it was like I was overwhelmed in car payments. Like that was just crazy, and took care of some bills, some taxes, and I got upcoming medical bills because of colonoscopy that needs to be getting done, and there's some things that I have a high deductible, so it comes out of pocket, and there's some things I got to pay for out of pocket. So there's a lot of things that I was planning for, and like I just didn't want to disappoint anybody for Christmas. So I was like, you know what? My family means more to me than a freaking Corvette. I really couldn't keep it anyway. I couldn't afford it between the annual cost of it and the car insurance and the payments and the taxes, and just ridiculous. Holy crap, So that's the situation. Absolutely the situation there. Why you got so many subs but very low? That's what I'm saying. Why is that? Can we ask YouTube why is that there's so many subscribers and then there's barely any views? Like that's like false hope. That is like, it's pretty much my life. It's like I live in this big house, but I don't make enough money to afford it. You get what I'm saying? It's like I live in this big place, but I don't even have money coming in. Like it's like false. It's like, wow, you got a big house, so you must have a lot of money. It's kind of like, wow, you got a lot of subscribers, you must get a lot of views. And they look at the views and like, well, you're not getting a lot of views at all. If you look at my bank statements, you see, wow, you got a big house, but how can you live in a house? Like your bank statement says like you can't even afford to live in a 2-bedroom, never mind this place. That's the reality of things. Like I feel like sometimes I'm living in an alternate reality where things aren't even real, because it's like, why am I living in a house I cannot even afford? The thing is, it's time. Time will catch up with me if I don't get caught ahead. If I don't get ahead in bills, time is going to catch up on me. When my retirement savings is totally depleted and I'm not able to make the next month mortgage payment or tax payment or any other payments, then reality is going to hit me. But for now, since my income is lower than my money going out into expenses, the difference is being taken out of my retirement. So not only am I being penalized for taking money out early, I have to, worry about what's going to happen in my future. That's the thing. But the thing I cannot touch is my other IRA where it has my Apple shares. I don't need to make that a whole situation. Trying to keep that from being a big problem. So that's the situation right there. So yes, you see all those subscribers, and yet it's a big disappointment because you would expect there to be a lot of views, a lot of engagement. And it breaks my heart to see that we have all those subscribers, which are human, they're actual people, living people, and nothing's happening. It's false hope. It's like misleading. And I don't like that, because basically it gives people the wrong impression, like, oh, you got it made, you got a big house, you got millions of subscribers, yet none of it seems to feel real. Like this channel feels like it's not even alive anymore. And I feel like I'm living in a house that I can't even afford to have. And I sold my Corvette. Why did I sell my Corvette? Because I couldn't afford to keep it. I wish the bunkers would have stayed out of my life and ruined things for me. I probably could have kept the Corvette if it wasn't for the bunkers, because the money I had to put into YouTube and the stress and anxiety that it caused me, because I actually lost time from work. I actually, my business suffered because I went through a stage in my life where I was so angry and mad and distracted because the bunkers were ruining my freaking channels. And it's like, I was alone at that time, and and YouTube was like my companionship, and it was like my happy place, and they were just taking that away from me, and it affected my production. It affected like my productivity with my business. It was like everything was affected, and then the pandemic was like a double whammy. So I feel like with all that combined, they ruined everything by just being greedy. By being greedy, they ruined everything. And I feel like they should compensate me somehow. Like they should literally compensate me somehow financially. Like they should, like I should have a GoFundMe, like for the debunkers. They're like, okay, all the debunkers who had taken all my future, potential future away because I got so stressed and I lost time for my business. My channels they suffered, so the financial supplementation was taken away. So all that kind of hurt at the same time. So I feel like they need to step up and take some responsibility if they're going to go there and try to take away people's livelihood, because when somebody stresses you out and then it affects your business, it affects your, like your motivation to like focus on work when all you end up being stressed about is like the damages that they're doing to one of your favorite hobbies, because I'm so connected to you guys. You guys are amazing, and I love the engagement, and I don't want to have that disconnect. I don't want to like feel like there's something that comes between you and I out here. You know what I mean? So, I felt like they were trying to separate us, just like people were trying to like I said before, like I couldn't move on with my life and have a woman in my life because this woman's friend or some relation to this person, whether they were significant or whatever it is, I'm not getting into specifics. It was like he forbid that kind of relationship. Like she wasn't allowed to have any like friends with guys. And, maybe it was okay if she had a woman friend, but like I was off limits. And it sucked. I feel like that my life was dictated by some 40-year-old man. Like, are you serious? Really? So that's the way it has been, But it makes you look like you sub-bought, even though you don't. I know it sucks. Because if you look back in time, we actually did get those views. If you look at some of the older videos, there was like 15 million, 20 million views. We had one video that got like over 35, 40 million views, but I deleted that because I didn't like the kind of comments that were on there because there was some family vacation stuff and it was like weird. Like, why are people saying these things? I'm like, well, you got creeps out there. And I'm like, it ain't worth it. Delete. I was like, it's like, you can't even have innocent family fun at the beach and you got creeps. So I was like, delete. So that was me deleting. And it was just like, it's the way it is, I wish I could delete the people. I wish I could delete all the creeps in the world instead. Like hit a delete button, you're gone out of this virtual whatever kind of world we live in. This, what do you call it? The Matrix, Like, is this like not even a real world? My childhood. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Dawn, welcome here. Dawn Kisnowski, what's happening? Yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys stay safe. Be safe on the road. It's nice out there. I gotta go walking.
Actually, it's gonna, and also there's gonna be a really bad wind soon. But that's why we're here.
Yeah. I gotta get outside and go walking. I'll see you later. Okay. All right. Be careful out there. I mean, I gotta actually go. I need to like walk. It's like very warm, huh? I know. I'll get it. Yeah, it's a package. I want the Grinch to get it, right? Yeah, the Grinch will get the package. We don't want the Grinch to get the package. Oh, hey Tony. Oh, I can't say that. Like that's like. I wish I could, but like that's Brianna's business where she's going. I can't say that. You know what I mean? If Brianna wants to say it, I mean that's her choice. Like I said, I'm not that person that's getting in the middle of anything. If anybody wants to say anything, Brianna can say it. That's just the way it is. Hi to the girls. Yeah, Tina, absolutely. Yeah. My hair is growing back. Remember how short I had it like around Halloween? It's like it's actually coming back, isn't it? Remember I had it so short, it was super duper short. But now it's back, right? It's back again. I got only 30 subs on one of my videos and just got 60 something views. That's the thing. You got 30 subs and you got 60 views. Imagine that ratio. You got twice the amount of views as you had subs. Now imagine right now, if I were to get twice the amount of views as I had subs, I would have like over 4 million views in this live stream or video, right? You got to look at it that way. I feel like I'm being gypped. There's a lot of crappy content out there. There's a lot of people that are in it for the wrong reason. Their heart's not in it. They don't care about their subscribers. All they think about is money. All they think about is fame. And here is my heart is so connected to the community. It's so connected to you guys. It's like it fills in so many voids, a lot of the emptiness in my life because, I look into the future and I think about, where I was going, like being alone. And it's always been a pleasure to have like everyone here together and made me feel less alone. And, now that I've taken those walls down and I'm opening myself up for the potential or possibility of like settling down with someone and, marriage, I mean, it's not like it's off the table. Like I said, it's a possibility, but I'm not all about like everything that, it's like that's something that the government says you're married, right? Or there's common law marriage in some states. If you live with someone long enough, you're automatically married. But I just don't like everything being in, like where everything like outside sources are involved or government's involved in a relationship. Like there's a piece of document that says you and this person have a relationship. I'm like, seriously, can I just have a relationship with somebody without it having to be documented and official and signed and, it's a government document? Like, seriously, can I just have a relationship and it just be that, an organic one where if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out? Because then when you have a relationship that's backed by a piece of paper that's part of the government and says you're married, then it becomes more complicated when you decide to part ways, because then now you're just involving so many other things. It complicates things. But without all that, it's like it's not as complicated. You know what I mean? And nobody has time for complicated. Like nobody does. You don't have that. I don't have that time for complicated. So I feel like sometimes the word marriage or marriage certificate, it's overvalued. It's not as meaningful as the actual marriage that's being represented. You know what I'm saying? The relationship that's being represented by a document is way more important than the document itself. So with that said, it's like I don't see how a document is going to make a marriage more special, other than it's just a legal documentation. You know what I mean? Which to me, it's like it doesn't change how I feel about anybody. The only thing it changes is that now the government knows that I'm who I'm having a relationship with. Like now it's more people's business. Sometimes I just like things to be my own business. Like it doesn't need to be everybody else's business. That's why with YouTube, I have control over what I share and what becomes somebody else's business, because I have control of what I say. That's why sometimes I don't always have a lot of people in my videos, because they might not have the same filter I have and they're going to say too much. It's maybe they don't know better. Oh, we're going down this road, and they're going to say the name of the road, or they're going to say the name of the town, or they're going to say way too much. That's a privacy issue. So it's just me. I'm protective. All right. It sucks when you have it and don't want it. There you go, Tina. I hear you there. I've had friends that have dealt with that situation before. I mean, in some situations, it's heartbreaking when marriages separate, when people separate. Sometimes people just mutually do things because they're trying to move on, and we move on with no hard feelings. But in some circumstances, I see people out there that are, they're in a marriage and they just can't wait to get out of it, and it's just part of life, and that's the negative side. But having a good support group, having good people in your life, having good friends, it makes it much easier to cope with, and only time will tell what the future holds. So always keep that in mind. Stay positive and maybe dreams do come true, right? I mean, I always have hope. I always have hope for the best. But yeah, the clown was actually one of the people that is a very close friend of mine. Yeah, absolutely. As far as the character, but not the actual clown, like the creeps that actually came here. And there's a difference because there was actually the skits and then there was the real thing that happened. Like I said, two versions went on around here. Let's see. Yeah, the clown is retired. I'm telling you, absolutely, huh? Looking kind of cute. No cap. There you go. Ah, no cap, huh? Yeah, no cap, no hat. I don't have a hat on right now. No hat on. Yeah. Hey, it's a guy with no hat on. What are you gonna do? You got no hat on over there. That's right, no hat on. Oh yeah. Bobby looking like $1 million. Thank you so much. I wish I would have held on to those Apple stocks, like all of them, except for just 80 of them, because I probably would have $2 million or $2.5 million in the bank right now if I didn't sell them like years ago here and there. But I did it for a good reason. I did it to splurge on my family, help out some family members, some friends. I did it all with a good meaning behind it. I know for some might interpret it as like, man, he was just spending recklessly, not even keeping track of money, just blowing it. Like I said, at that time of my life, having money was a liability. It's like I didn't want to have money because I felt like having too much money like saved is a liability. It becomes like, you know, you have fake friends in your life, gold diggers, people that try to scam you, and it makes it difficult. So it's like money in a bank doesn't bring you happiness if it's just sitting there not being used. That's what it's for. It's for you to use it, to spend it, right? So I was all about having family memories. So spending money on family, going places and doing things with family, that's better than money just sitting doing nothing. Because then you're not having those experiences with your family. It's just nothing's happening. You know what I mean? And we live in a boring town. Even here is a boring town. So it's like, got to go out and do things and have fun instead of everybody being bored on their smart devices. You know, try to entertain your family when you're living in an area that's bored. It's like they're not enthused. Take them out to the beach somewhere or to Florida somewhere, and they're all like, "Wow, man, it's exciting," and we're all having fun. You know, that's the way that I loved it. You know, that's the way I loved it. Yeah. So those were the days, people. Those were the days. I better get some water. All this freaking, got the motor mouth going. Like this is Bobby, the motor mouth Bobby going on here. Not drinking enough darn water. Yeah, of course. It's okay. I drink water, but it's not okay when I let the water back out. So, you know, if I have to do that, I cannot bring my camera. All right, let's see who's out here. Yeah, right. Bing bong. Uh-oh. It's not a big deal right now. He's addressing it calmly. Let's see. It's not a big. What would I do? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm addressing something. I guess I don't know. Right? It's hard to read all the comments. Sometimes they disappear. I don't know. I got some vigilantes out there in the comments. Like I got some vigilante. What do you call it? Moderators. They're like trigger happy. You know, they delete right away. Sometimes I don't get a chance to read everything. You know, they get a little bit overly protective of Bobby over here. They don't want Bobby to get upset. You know, I'm okay. I'm strong-willed. I got a good head on my shoulders. I may sometimes act neurotic or act like my life's falling apart when I make YouTube videos because I get dramatic. But like I said, when you see me in those videos and I'm running around and I'm yelling, I'm like angry. It's like I'm in character. Okay, like I said, I don't put all my life on YouTube. So there's times where I'm in a situation where I'd rather not own that rant because it's not me. It's like my way of expressing a feeling through portraying a character. So let the character have their image, associated with a rant, so that when you look at me, you don't think, oh, automatically think there's the guy who complains all the time. Oh, can't, he's always mad or he's angry. When you look at me, you say, oh, there's a guy who has different YouTube characters, multiple personalities on YouTube. I wonder if Tony's going to be coming into the video, or I wonder if Gino is going to be in the video, or this other character, So that's different than like pinning it all on me, because like YouTube is my release, for everything, my creativity, the energy I have for creative arts, for expression. And sometimes those worlds cross with my real, feelings and anger about something, and they get caught up in the YouTube content. So when I deliver it to you under a different character, so that I keep my true self, disassociated from that kind of, behavior, so that it doesn't taint my image. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and make Tony look bad, or Gino look bad. Let them deal with the rants or the complaining or whatever it is. Let me be the person that smiles. Let me be the person that shares laughs with you. Let me be the person that's genuine and down to earth and shares the good things with you. Let all those other characters deliver things that I get angry about, things that tick me off, things that get on my mind, things that disappoint me, things that I question in life, things that I doubt, things that aggravate me, things that I'm just mad that it's happening, and share it in a different character, so that when you see my content and you see me standing here as Bobby, as myself, then you're already happy knowing, hey, this is going to go good. But if I start a live stream and I got long hair and a hat on and I'm like, blah, 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 or I'm like mad and yelling, you're going to know, like, this isn't the Bobby one. This is another character. Let's just brace yourselves. And you guys you have the expectations like already there. All right, so we already know where this is going. So you can pretty much get a heads up. Okay, I'm watching or I'm walking out of here. You see me, Bobby, and a smile, and I'm happy. This is as real as it gets. I'm a very happy person, although I do worry a lot, and like family sees me as like, he's always worried, he's always mad, he's got financial issues, he's stressed all the time. And I know sometimes I'll take things the wrong way, or maybe something is said, and I think it like someone is like, either trying to make me feel guilty or bad about something, or, you ever have, when you have kids, like, Christmas time comes and you buy presents, and then one might go, well, it's not fair. They got a nicer, bigger present. You spend more money on this person than that. You know how they are? It's like, when you have kids, they'll be that way, okay? It's some will have it worse than others, but sometimes it's like if you have 2 or 3 kids, they'll compare, like, they'll feel like, wow, like if you buy someone like a MacBook Pro, and then you buy the other person like, just a regular book, just a plain old book that that inside that book is a picture of a MacBook Pro that you could have had. They're going to be like, man, like, it's not fair. You got a MacBook, but then I got a book that had a picture of a MacBook in it. You know what I mean? Or they had like something that was maybe socks, like a whole box of socks, and like, not fair. I got socks and she or he got a MacBook. They do that with everything. The kids can do that. Not saying that mine would ever that way, because mine learned the value of just family values, and not to be greedy, and But when kids are little, I mean, it's different. They don't know better at one time. Of course, naturally, they're going to be like jealous if one gets a different present they like. But when they get older and they're more mature, they know better. But some people don't grow out of it. Some people are still jealous even when they're like in their 20s or 30s. They'll be like, fair, because my cousin gets more, this person gets more, or this person got a nicer car than that person, and then they'll make the person who got the things feel bad and guilt trip them. Like, well, then they've like, wow. I mean, when I try to do something good, it doesn't matter what I do. It's like somebody's gonna like not be happy, So it can happen. So the best thing to do is to always know where your heart is. Know where your heart is. When you're doing something for your friends and family, and the intentions that you have are the best intentions, and it's coming from your heart, and you mean good and you mean well, that's what matters. Whether it could be taken any other way, You know, somebody might, like, if you get someone a bigger gift than the other person, are we counting dollars right down to the penny? Like, do we have to be so precise? You know what I mean? So it's about the heart. It's about the thought. It's about, you know, what you think might be good for that person at that time or what they might need. And so this person might need something and this person might need something as well. But maybe what this person needs might cost more money. But what that person needs, it might not cost as much money, but they might need that more than the other thing that they need that costs more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I try to be practical about what is needed, no matter what the cost may be. It's like, what's practical for that person? You know, they said they needed a MacBook because it's like theirs is messed up or this is going on or they really need that. Oh, and then this person, like, you know, they may need a new Apple Watch or maybe their watch broke or something. And so I'm like, well, they need that, but the Apple Watch is going to be like a third of the price of the MacBook. And I'm thinking, well, so if I got this person the Apple Watch because they broke theirs and this other person got a MacBook because they broke theirs, does that mean that I love this person less because I got them the Apple Watch and then the other person like more because they got the MacBook? Is then the person that got the Apple Watch going to be like jealous of the person who got the MacBook because it costs more money? Although they both needed those things equally. So it's not always about the price you pay or what it's worth. It's about what you feel that they really need. So if like somebody needed socks, like if they were like always walking around with holes in their socks and then like they never had socks and someone like needed a new leather jacket, I'm like, and they're always walking around freezing all the time. I'll be like, okay, well, they're getting the jacket, they're getting socks. So should they get mad at me because they got a jacket that's $200 and they got socks that were like $50? You got to look at it that way. It's the intentions, it's what's behind it, it's the meaning behind it. It's that you're putting thought into something, that you're buying something that you think that they need, and not just buying an empty gift. Like, or not buying a gift thinking, oh, I gotta get them a gift because it's Christmas. I need to buy them something because it's the holidays, and so you're just trying to like fill in that like need because it's the holidays. Like you got to do it. No, you try to buy what you think they really need, and then that's where you go with it. Doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter. Because you could spend a lot of money, and if somebody doesn't need it, it's like, are they ever going to use it? You know what I mean? Look at the practicality. I mean, you look at this. You get coupons, right? Like, buy this and get $2 off, $10 off. But say if you get coupons for stuff you normally don't get. So are you going to spend all that money? Oh, well, I got a coupon for that, so I might as well go buy this now. I don't normally get it. Are you going to start buying stuff now because you got a coupon that saves you $2 or $10? It might not be something that you always get. And you're like, okay, so now I'm just going to spend $50 on this just because I can save $10, but I really don't get that. So you spend $50 on something just because you think you can save $10. Like, for me, it's practicality. If I get coupons and there's nothing there that I want, that I need, that I normally have an interest in, then I just buy it at whatever price it is. If it's on sale, it's on sale. If it's not, I'm not going to be like, okay, so yeah, let me go buy that just because it's on sale. Like, I have a specific need for certain foods, and I'm about organic foods and healthy things, and I'm very picky about that stuff. No, if something goes on sale and it is not within my needs, like for health, good health, then I'm not going to buy it if it's like not organic or not healthy or, you know, non-GMO or gluten-free or grass-fed this or that, or, you know, I'm going to be very picky. Oh, boy. How you doing? Yes, agreed, Bobby. There you go. There we got Tina in the house. You guys are amazing out here. We're almost at 300 likes. You guys can get there. Smash that like button. You guys are amazing. Share this on social media. Share it on YouTube. Maybe this could be great again. We can make YouTube great again. We could wake YouTube up. Put some life back into it. You know, I got a lot of life in me. I feel like I'm in my 20s. Even, hey, you see a 50-year-old guy like here, like Bobby Rowland, or Roland Bobby, whoever you know me as. Look, this guy is 50 years old, all right? But he doesn't stop. He doesn't let age define him. He doesn't let a number slow him down. No, I don't. I keep moving. I keep going. I feel young. I feel alive. Yeah, I do have problems with my kidneys. I'm getting up all the time in the middle of the night to the point where it's more convenient to have me a little something on the side of my bed to use instead of having to walk all the way to the bathroom. That's just part of life. So that's a matter of my situation. We all have different situations. So, I find a way to deal with it so I don't have my sleep disrupted. So if I have to find a way to have convenience, does it make me like, oh, that's gross? No, no. It's like my health comes before, you know, business or work. And if I don't get enough sleep, what am I worth health wise? You know what I mean? It's just going to make things worse. So if I have to make things more convenient by ordering something that you need to help yourself, so that you don't have all this fluid retention, when your kidneys are getting crazy on you. Like I said, I got kidney issues, and I do drink a lot of water to compensate for, getting dry mouth, dry eyes, itchy skin, a lot of other issues going on. I try to keep my kidneys cleansed. I try to avoid too much salt, too much potassium, too much phosphorus. Try to avoid too much protein. As much as I want protein, it's good for me in building muscles, but I got to be careful about not having too much. I can't have too much. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of things I got to be careful with about my kidneys. So, me bringing up the thing about my kidneys is not me trying to get attention. It's not me trying to make anybody feel bad about me. It's just me being like true to you about my worries, about how I analyze the lab work, how I look at the blood work that I get from the doctors, and I see a more in-depth picture of the whole situation. And then I feel like the doctors, they have a certain threshold to where if there's an issue, that they won't address it until things have progressed to a certain level. So basically, I guess my doctor wouldn't say anything until I'm around stage 2 with kidney disease. Stage 1, they're like, oh, well, that's just normal aging, right? That's just part of aging. They're not so concerned. But once you hit stage 2, then they start to say something, right? That's how I feel. I mean, I don't know if that's a fact, like a given fact, but it's an opinion of mine. So I feel like, all is well until you are like under a certain number. Like, to me, I'm a perfectionist. I get picky about things. And if 90 and above is like a good EGFR, like when it comes to your kidneys, anything under, and I'm like, I got OCD about it. I'm already stressed about it. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm in the stage 1 kidney damage, kidney disease territory now. Like, what are we going to do to get out of that and get back up higher? Do I got to stay away from these specific foods? Got to constantly get my exercise like I do. And, problem is you can't stop aging. It happens. And as we age, our kidneys become less effective in filtering out. So, there's some things you can control and some things that you can only just have some control on. And you could slow the process of aging down, but you can't stop it. You know what I mean? That's just the situation there. But other than that, you guys are, Dylan, are you being mean to Bobby? Really? Being mean to Bobby? Really? I don't care. Like, I got thick skin. I'm a strong-willed man. I know how to take care of myself. If somebody tries to bully me, which they don't do normally, I never had been bullied in real life, except for when I was a kid. But when I got older and started getting braver and bigger and stronger, and I'm not intimidated by nobody. I'm not bothered by people. Like, people don't bother. People don't mess with me. It's a nature thing. I think it's a smart thing. They don't bother me. They just don't mess with me because it's not like I go out of my way trying to, I'm not that person. I don't go out of my way, to try to bully anybody. But I'll stand my ground, and I'll stand up for my family, and I'll protect my family. You know what I mean? But people say things because they're immature. They want attention, they want a reaction. But all I can say is I don't get that kind of behavior from people in real life, in IRL. I only get it online sometimes because it's like they're anonymous. They don't have to come. They don't have to say it to me in person because I just don't have that kind of thing. It's kind of like, why would anybody say anything to me that's mean? Because I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I have a kind heart, you know. I have a kind heart, a caring person, and I deserve nothing but, good people, and I deserve goodness, not badness. I don't wish anything bad on anybody, and even people that try to bully me online. I just hope that they realize what they're doing, and people just need to, grow up sometimes. You know, that's how it is there. Absolutely. All right, let's see who's out here in the stream. Oh boy, yeah, the humidity out there. Oh geez. All right, let's see. Let's see who's out here. We have who? Let's see who's in the comments here. We have Bradley. All right, let's see. I have visited this channel in so long. You haven't? Yes, it's been a long time. Holy moly. It's been forever since some of you guys have been out here. Wow. Let's see. Bullies are sleeping with the fish. There you go. Speaking of that, I got to have me some fish. I got some fish that I want to catch up on. Let's see who else is out here. We've got he says Bozo Bobby. Yeah, well, I guess technically, like I said, I did wear the what do you call it, the costume for some episodes, and I had a volunteer that did some as well, and then of course we had some legit people coming here mocking us wearing clown costumes, and you can tell the difference because the ones that were mocking us looked pretty skinny too, wearing a clown costume, and there was one that was not so skinny as well. But that's just the way that was. But like I said, take what you see on YouTube with a grain of salt. If you take everything seriously, you're going to have a miserable life because everything you watch on YouTube, I'm telling you, if you think it's all real, you're going to be scared to go outside. You got to realize that there's a lot of stuff out there that's not really going on because it's entertainment. So you got to look at it that way, Sometimes I have a dark sense of humor on YouTube, That's just how it is. If you take everything I say seriously, holy moly, man, you're going to be so confused. Just enjoy the entertainment and, you know what I mean? Just enjoy the entertainment out there and don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Have fun with it. Enjoy the entertainment. It's all about making you guys smile, making you guys laugh, making you happy, I like to, I've been the class clown when I was a kid. I kind of owned that name because of my name itself. I got called Ronald McDonald the Clown and all that stuff. They didn't even know how to pronounce my name right anyway. They got all the letters all mixed up half the time. It's crazy. The names that I was called so many different crazy names. It was amazing. The kind of names you get called as a kid. But that's the past. The old clown videos scared the crap out of me. I was still just invested in watching them. You're amazing, and some of them were so funny. I know this is funny. It's crazy how some people they get upset. They get upset with me. Man, you're just making fake videos, and they'll try to act like they're exposing me, trying to look. This is fake. This is fake, and then some of it's so obvious. I'm running around like making a comedy skit with a clown chasing everybody around just like with funny music, or the clown is stealing my Tesla, and it's like there's some satire, there's some funny humor in it. There's like it's just a time to laugh. And then some people think like, it's just fake, you're just trying to like make everybody think it's real. Like, and I'm like, can't you tell this is deliberately for entertainment? I mean, like, come on, it's so obvious. And I think it's because some people will try to pass things off as real when it's almost like your intelligence is getting insulted because it's not, because it's like there's no way. So you look at it and you're like, well, how in the world do they think that we're so dumb enough to think that's real? And the thing is, if something does not seem real when I was making videos, then my intentions were fully to entertain you, and there was no intention to pass it off as real, because there's no way that I'm going to pass off a clown stealing my Tesla or a clown running around tripping on the floor chasing everybody in the house as real, or me running around like chasing a clown, like, like in it. And it's like, it looks like, oh my gosh, you got that music, Bobby looks like the Terminator trying to get the clown. Like, you got to realize that's entertainment. Like, it's so produced. It's so produced like a part of a movie. But when you see like stuff that just doesn't seem like it's produced, and it's like so random, and it's so like, if it has that real feel, then more likely that was the real deal. So when you get those vibes that, okay, this looks like there's too much effort put into it, it's got to be scripted. And you get the vibes like, well, man, this is like pretty weird. It's kind of scary. Like, look, window just got busted. What's going on here? This is happening. You got to realize that there's a real element to something. And then there was like the stuff that I put a lot of energy into. So I never tried to pass off the stuff that was pretty obvious that it was just for entertainment. Because, I would be insulting your intelligence, really, because I look at it that way. I look at it like, what would I think if I was to look at this or look at that? Would I think it's real, or would I think it's just for entertainment? And then my assumption is, if you look at it and you had a laugh, or you're like, oh my gosh, why is a clown stealing his Tesla, or riding a bike, or acting like a clown, like a real clown instead of a creepy clown, or something funny is happening. You got to think to yourself, there is Bobby just trying to give everybody some entertainment, maybe some laughs too, But unfortunately, we paid the price with stalkers, all because we're trying to have a little fun on YouTube, and you get some creeps out there. I got to cook dinner for my kids. They're starving. There you go. Yeah, Tina, I definitely want to make sure you got dinner going there. I'm getting hungry myself. Got to eat something. Buzu means greetings in my native language. There you go. See, yeah. Like I said, it's been a very positive live stream. I don't see any bullies out here. I do get comments from you guys, like, get some vigilantes out there, like deleting comments, so I don't even know what's being spoken. So if there's a bully out there, I don't even get to read it because it gets deleted. You guys are trying to keep me smiling, I guess. Don't want me to get upset. You don't want me to go switch into another character, like, oh gosh, now Bobby's going to be Tony or something. Don't worry about it. Like I said, I had time to think about things, and there's no need for me to be negative. There's no need for me to be angry. There's no need for me to, like, get carried away with my emotions or say things I don't mean, or, I feel like I've done that too much in the past, because I felt like I didn't know what else to say or do, but got to live now in the moment, All the issues that I've dealt with people in my life, most of them have been resolved, and I'm on good terms with many people in my life, and including, good friends. A lot of good friends. There was misunderstandings, and there was a lot of things that happened in the past. And unfortunately, there's still some things that are just never resolved, but I've never seen those people again in years and years. I haven't seen them in probably 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years, I guess. Something like that. It's the last time I seen this person. But I'm not going to just lose sleep over it. Like I said, that's just the way that goes. Oh, yeah. Let's see who else is out here. All right, let's see. We've got all right, let's see. We're going to go over here. Who else we got? We got Brian out here. What's going on, man? We've got oh, mamma mia. Oh yeah, Papa Pia. I'm a Native American. I'm part of German. There you go. We have Fawn out here in the house. Amy's out here. What's going on, Amy? How you doing? It's Selena. Hey, Selena. Whoa, bro. Can you tell me a joke? Yeah, man. I'll tell you a joke, man. I gotta smoke some stuff, man, before I can tell you a joke, man. Ah. Oh my. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got out here. Did your cookies turn out the other night? Cookies, huh? Cookie! Me want cookie! Mario and Luigi. It's Mario, huh? Hey, Fawn. Yeah, I'm doing good, doing good. Finally here in the real world. You know, you get to see the real side of me on YouTube right now. It's like, enjoy that opportunity, right? Because I'm always like, I don't know. I'm not always like 100% my real self because I always kind of put up a wall, like kind of protect a little bit of myself by not saying certain things or acting a certain way just for privacy reasons. But I pretty much been myself because I've always had this funny sense of humor. I've always had a way to make people laugh. I've always had a way to make my kids laugh and their friends laugh. You know, I was always that person that just had that sense of humor. And sometimes I had the corniest jokes, you know, just say some silly things, but you know, just me always being funny. Sometimes I make strange sounds or, you know, just as part of trying to just be funny. But that's just the way that is, you know. You can't be serious all the time. Although I do have a serious side of me, but I rather just be fun to hang out with and be that fun person, not that miserable person. You know, the only time that like the not so good side comes out of me is if I'm having a really, really bad day and then somebody says the wrong thing at the wrong time and then, you know, then I'm like, really? Did you have to go there? Like, you know, like, can we just let go of the past and stop with the past and let's move forward to now and the future? And, you know, sometimes it's like somebody will never let go. Like, you can make this one decision. It could be anything. It could be like something you said, like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, or it could be anything. And somebody could just hold that over you for it seems like forever, you know, or you know, I don't like how you said this or whatever it may be. You know, sometimes things get misunderstood or, you know, sometimes things like that happen. But you got to understand life is short, you know, just let go of the things. I've always been a very kind and caring and generous person. And I've never been a bad person. I don't have it in my heart to be a bad person. I've always everything I've always done has always been with good intentions. And I know sometimes maybe I try to get attention, or, you know, I might say something that might make somebody wonder, is he okay? You know, but bottom line is, I guess it was just, I was stressed, and I felt like I was backed in a corner. And sometimes I feel like sometimes I get ganged up on, you know, like for nothing. I feel like, what did I do wrong? I did nothing wrong. It's like, I get ganged up on, you know what I mean? There's had these things happen. So it's usually what happens, right? You've probably been down that road before, and you don't know how to react to it. You don't know what to say. And sometimes you'll just say anything just to kind of like get a point across or express a feeling. And sometimes it could be taken the wrong way, and somebody be like, wait a minute here. And then they get upset with you. Or, I mean, there's arguments in relationships, right? You might be married to someone, you might have a girlfriend or boyfriend, and it might be something you said or something that you did in the past that they weren't so happy about, or it could have been a comment you said to another person, and or maybe you bought them something, and maybe they weren't happy with it because you bought someone else something that they thought meant more special. It was more of a special thing than the thing they got. Or they felt like, you know, they got gypped. Maybe they had this sense of entitlement to something, and you didn't, like, you know, you fell short of that, and then they feel like they were kind of gypped, maybe, in a way. Whether in like in a relationship, you know how somebody could be like very, you know, demanding for, you know, affection or whatever it is in a relationship, and then if you don't offer 100% of what they're looking for, they feel cheated or like gypped, and then they might get upset with you. Like, I mean, I've had this happen when I was younger, you know, things like that happen, you know, because I've had trouble expressing my feelings and affection, you know, because I've never been an affectionate person, you know. I just was a person who just like would just enjoy life and go have fun with people and try to make them laugh, you know. It wasn't all about that huggy stuff, you know. How are you doing there? We got Christopher out here. Yes, my cousin Roland there. One of these days, you guys will, maybe he'll be on there somewhere. I'll be in a video of mine. Diane, what's going on? Sometimes you just got to move on. Absolutely. Like I said, you know, me getting married, it's a big question mark. Like I said, the walls are down, the doors are open for the opportunity. Whether or not I'm going to, you know, have some kind of document that says I'm in a relationship with somebody in the future, I mean, that doesn't change the fact or the value of the relationship itself. It only just, to some level, could complicate it. You know, like if anything were to not work out, then it complicates that separation. You know, it's not like easy as 1, 2, 3, you know. Even though breaking up is never easy, it's hard on the heart. You know, it's an emotional thing. It's a process, and it hurts. But to add another element to that just makes it even worse than it is. You know, just why make it worse than it has to be? But that's just the way that ends up going. All right, you guys are amazing out here. All of you are amazing. Thank you for being in this live stream. It was nice having you here. I'm glad I was able to just kind of let you in on what's going on in my life and what's going on in my head, and I'm in a good place. You know, there is some disconnect in this family. It does hurt, but I'm a strong person, and I got to move forward. You know, I can't, like, we're all dealing with this whole thing, this pandemic. You know, like, we're all dealing with this. It's not like we can just avoid it. So it is going to cause separation in family. We can't have everybody around for the holidays. And there's fears, even when you have family that you want to be around, like you can't be around them because they're working in the public, and you don't want to, you know, be around other family. And then, like, you know, you got to trace back to where the source of the issue comes from. And when you have family members who are very vulnerable, who can just get severely ill, it's like you don't want to be that person that's going to bring them something that can harm them. So it's like I'm very, very protective of my family. So even if it has to be where I cannot see some of my family to keep them safe, that's the choice I have to make. Although I'd rather be with everybody, you know, but I can't be that person, you know, can't be that person. But hope everybody's staying safe out here. You guys are amazing. Glad you're doing great. Congratulations, guys. All of you are amazing out here. Check on Rolling With Me. And also, I got Rolling With Me merchandise. I got the Patreon. If you guys want to check out the merchandise there, check out the Patreon. I'll be working on new merchandise, trying to keep up with the new year. And also, like I said, working on the music. I do get emotional when I play music, but it's all good feelings. It's all good stuff. Like I said, I'm in a good, strong place. You know, I'm all about longevity and living as long as I can and staying as healthy as I can. I'm not going to let, you know, a couple of medical situations slow me down. Like, I've been dealing with a lot of these things in the past, like the kidney stuff, but I haven't really brought light to it. But this is not something new. This is something that's been going on gradually, and I've been keeping an eye on the blood work, and I've been seeing progression. But I'd rather see it go the other way, where it's not getting worse. But it's like you cannot stop aging. So this is nothing new. It's just new to some of you from hearing it, but it's not anything new in my life. I really try not to bring too much attention to it in my own family. But now that, you know, with everything going on in this world and me getting earlier, I feel like they deserve to know. I don't want to hide all this. Like, they need to know, you know, because if there's anything that's like separating family because, you know, maybe misunderstandings or disagreements on how we handle the pandemic or anything that may come up, it's best to know like everything that's going on so that we have a better, you know, understanding of what we should do. Like, oh, maybe I better reconnect with this person because, you know, they have this illness, and like I wouldn't have it in my heart to like, you know, not like make amends or resolve the misunderstanding or whatever it may be. That, you know, it's like, who wants to have unsolved issues, you know, while you're dealing with someone who has some medical issues? Because it's like, you know, in the back of your head, you worry, well, anything can happen, like heart issue, kidney problems, you know, like all these things. Like it's, but I feel young. I feel young. I feel like I'm in my 20s. And I can't let it slow me down. I do have anxieties of health. I do have health anxieties. I'm going to admit that it does stress me out at times. And I do take supplements, and I always fear that I might, you know, like mess up my liver taking supplements. But, you know, I'm very careful about what I order. I'm very careful about what I consume. And I do a lot of research on things, and I try to avoid overdoing it. So, you know, I'm very careful. Like, I don't even like taking my blood pressure medicine. I try to like dose it down. Like, I'll take a half of a pill instead of a whole, because I just don't like that. But there's times when my blood pressure gets so high that I feel like I got to take more, but I don't want to take too much. But it's like, I just try to find the natural ways to help with it, because, you know, my blood pressure shoots up. I gotta have more of that stuff, but I don't want to take more because it's like not natural. So when my blood pressure does shoot up, I go for the natural stuff. I go get the black garlic. I get garlic supplements, ginger supplements. I try to just work out more, you know, like even more strict about sodium intake. I mean, I just take things to another level. So get off blood pressure medicine, that would be amazing, because I've been on that stuff way too long, and I'd rather not even deal with it anymore. I just rather say goodbye, you know, don't need that stuff. I just want all natural or organic, just foods that keep you healthy. I don't need any of the synthetic stuff that doctors prescribe. Like, nobody needs that stuff, right? Like, but sometimes you have to need it, right? But I don't want that stuff. I want to need healthy to survive and be, you know, my best health. I don't want to rely on medication that will eventually be so expensive that in order for you to get it, you have to pay money you don't have. And that's like, wow, now you got to make a choice. Now you got to pay this money just to survive. You know, it's like ridiculous. It's like, don't want to be dependent on something to keep you, you know, your blood pressure in safe range. You know, it's like, you got to find a way to be safe where you know, you can go out there and grow something in the garden and be healthy, you know? Everything in moderation. Too much of a good thing is still too much. Absolutely. So too much too good, too much of a good, too much of a bad, so it's not as good. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy. I got to go eat. I got a lot of things I got to do. I got to go walking. It's beautiful out there. I don't want to like miss out on this beautiful night. It's so nice outside. I need to get my steps. But all of you are amazing. I hope you stay safe. I am so happy that you joined me in this live stream. I kind of shared a little bit my life with you. I know it's unexpected. You're probably expecting something else, but I was pretty much right on the point here. I was being as genuine as I can, just telling you my feelings. Like I said, there's a lot happening in this world. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I'm a very sentimental person, and I'm all about family. And I just want all of us to be in this happy place because this world's unpredictable with all these sicknesses going around. I don't, like I'm trying to stay away from people just because I don't want to like get my family sick and I don't want to deal with whatever it is. I don't trust even having what I have to keep me protected. I don't trust those things 100%. Just being extra careful about everything. You know what I mean? You got to be careful, be diligent, be your own advocate. You got to just be safe and think about your health. And, that's all I can say for now. But take care, guys, and be safe. I got to get out of here.